Set to speak at 3:15 Eastern. America's listening to Fox News.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Keeping it cloudy and keeping it cold as we go through our Friday afternoon and get into the weekend. 42 for the high today. Tonight, a little bit of light rain and wet snow. Do not expect much. 32 for the low. Saturday, a touch of light rain and wet snow early. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 42. A few sprinkles and flurries Saturday night, and Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hey, Mark Cox here. I recently learned something new from St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She told me the number of all-cash home sales is at the highest level since 2011. Makes sense. Gloria knows that today home sellers have options outside of a real estate agent or an auction company, and that a cash offer may be the best solution. Unlike a local investor or a real estate agent that gives you just one option, Gloria Liu is able to provide multiple cash offers quickly by visiting her website. You also get a guaranteed offer from one of her motivated buyers in waiting. So if you'd like to receive multiple cash offers on your home quickly, visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. You can sell as is without having to make any costly repair and choose your closing date. Get multiple cash offers for your home today at GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Hi, this is Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. What if it were possible to protect you from market downturns without having to make an emotional decision to buy or sell? What if you could take advantage of a strategy that would automatically take you out of harm's way during the bad years and position you for the growth opportunity during the good years?
The secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. By linking to the market instead of owning the market, you can participate safely on autopilot and lock in your gains without creating a taxable event. Go online at retirementkey.com for a no-obligation retirement review. We'll teach you the strategy that has helped our clients retire with confidence for the past 38 years. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. So go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Victory Men's Health is making it easier than ever before to feel like your old self again. Mark Cox here from my friends at Victory Men's Health. Now they're offering telehealth. You reside in Illinois or Missouri, the process is easy. Just go to their website, pick the service you're interested in. Maybe it's semaglutide for weight loss or hormone therapy or micronutrient testing. Once you've made your selection and your results are in, they'll do a video telehealth consult to review. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for do-it-right deals. Save now on oil, wiper blades, cleaning supplies, and more. Shop your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
Auto Parts.
Mark Cox here for Hampton Manor of Wentzville, the newest senior living community in the area, located off Highway 70, just a half-mile north of the Lake St. Louis exit. Enjoy resort-style living without the resort price. Go to WentzvilleAssistedLiving.com.
The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right? You need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Good to be with you today. We've got a fun show, as we traditionally do on Fridays. Comedian John Heffron is going to be in here. He's a stand-up comedian. He's also the winner of Season 2 of Last Comic Standing. He's going to be with us in about 20 minutes, so you're going to stick around for that. We've got Ask Us Anything in the 1 o'clock hour, and you can come leave your questions for us if you would like to ask us anything on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. And X's and O's with the boss man, which is also, Ryan, I didn't tell you this, but your annual review from 2023.
Oh, good. I had a great 2023, so I'm really looking forward to that.
You think Steve agrees?
Yeah, I do. I'm pretty sure. Anything less than that, and I'm going to be shocked. So I think you're going to want to tune in it, too.
Right. Go ahead, Steve. Tell her how great I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all want to know.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So when I look at the news on a daily basis, it's the same stories. And I've been dramatically dipping into the news to try to find a different avenue to go down. There aren't any new avenues. I mean, maybe the Epstein stuff. I'm kind of holding off on the Epstein stuff at this point just because I want to get the whole batch. There's supposed to be 300 more pages coming out sometime today. And I think when we get the full amount of what we're going to get, I can't keep this straight. They said that maybe when we get the next 300 pages or maybe what we get by Monday, that will be 25% of what's out there. And this is what a test taker, this is how a test taker thinks about this. I was a very good test taker, terrible studier. I didn't see the point in it because I was good at taking tests.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to be good in the first batches. And by good, I mean horrible. Nothing's going to be like the super scoop that the big bombshell is going to come out on day one. It's never like that, ever. Do you agree?
With that, I just don't know, because I don't expect a bombshell anyway. But I would say that with that story in particular, the fact that the judge is releasing it tells me that there probably is nothing in it that they're going to object too heavily to in the first place. Therefore, what's the bombshell anyway?
Everything that I keep hearing that comes out of them, and I was trying to comb through them. Last night we had basketball, and I was in a gym for 4 basketball games last night, and I need to dip in and out throughout the course of the basketball game, and then I see my phone goes off, and it says, new Epstein files, second batch of Epstein files released. And I'm like, I'm going to have to rely on the people to throw this out to me. Everything that I keep hearing is quotes of things, mostly, that Bill Clinton said. It's not news that Bill Clinton was interested in a very sexual lifestyle. It's not news that Bill Clinton was not a loving, monogamous husband who led the country with class and dignity in a conservatively moral way. And everyone was okay with it. Like, everybody's been okay with that. The question here is, Bill Clinton, his girls, he likes them young. That was the big headline out of the first batch. Now we know that he pressured, was it Variety or Vanity Fair? Vanity Fair. He pressured Vanity Fair to not print bad stuff. Okay, I get it. But when we're talking about getting the Epstein files, this is not what we're talking about.
Right.
This doesn't make you dramatically change your opinion of who Bill Clinton is. And I'm going to be honest, Donald Trump, all of the trepidation that people had about him in 2015 and 2016, being basically Donald Trump. He said what he wanted to say. He did not walk on eggshells around anybody. In fact, he was like, get my big boots. We're walking on eggshells. He's never changed who he is. They threw everything at Donald Trump to try to make you hate him. And Donald Trump was like, hey, this is who I am. That was the anti-political politician thing that he did, which was to say, I'm not playing your game. I'm not going to be a perfect individual in your eyes, but this is who I am. You can take it or leave it, but I would like to help save this country. And everyone was like, okay, we respect that. We'll go with it. The Epstein stuff, what we've learned from the Epstein stuff is he had a business relationship with Epstein. There's nothing that has been out there that has proven anything different from that. And that when Donald Trump got on to Jeffrey Epstein, to some extent, he went against him. He actively, like, it doesn't seem like anybody is willing to do that. I mean, where am I missing it? It seems like there was one guy who was willing to bask in the circles that Jeffrey Epstein ran in and all the lavish lifestyle that was socially. But then when it got down to it, it seems like there was one guy who was like, no, not you. And I don't care what you say about it. And that was freaking Donald Trump. Am I wrong?
No, that's actually a really good point, and that kind of summarizes everything we're getting from this court document dump from the Epstein files. Is that there have been a multitude of women and maybe we know for sure some underage girls as part of this. Maybe even underage boys too. We don't know, but there's been a lot of allegations. All we know from the documents is that there are 2 or maybe 3 girls at the time, women now, who were willing to speak out about this. Of the multitudes of people involved in this, there have been 2 or 3 that have been willing to speak out. So that's why there's not really been any new, and I'm not looking forward to there being any real new news come out of this, because these couple people are the same people that we're hearing from these depositions. It's the same information. It's just more of it. So the fact that Donald Trump was willing to go against the grain, he and a couple other people are the only people in this man's entire life ever, apparently, that were willing to publicly go against him.
Here's Scooter comment. And Scooter, I missed you. He says, Bill Clinton has cheated on 2 fewer wives than Donald Trump, come to mention it. Well, what a winner.
Well then.
What a freaking winner we have here on us. Here's the point. Bill Clinton, president first. Donald Trump went into the presidency as Donald Trump. Bill Clinton, was he a known, publicly known playboy in the 90s? None of that stuff existed in the 90s. The way that everything exists now on social media. Because social media, you can change trends. I mean, when you think about trends, like if you think about trends in the 80s, I just asked my mom this, I think it was Christmas Day. I was like, what color were you in the 80s? Do you know what I'm talking about? She's white. But
Wait, no, what?
There was a whole trend. I think, I don't even know if I'm asking that correctly, but there was a whole trend that you were, a color, I think it was, that you had a color scale or something like that. And it was supposed to be, if you had a certain skin tone and a hair color and an eye color, you were a rose or something like that. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I think this might have skipped over the boys.
Men.
To answer
in your
your question,
formative years in the 80s?
No, I do not know what you're talking
I
about.
guarantee you right now on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, if I'm not saying it right, people know what I'm talking about, and somebody here will comment soon, I was a something. I don't even actually know what all the options are because I was a wee, not a lad. What lass? A lass would be the female, but I mean, who's asking anyway? What is a lass?
So you were a wee lass when people were.
What?
Let me rephrase that.
Start over.
You were a wee lass
when
people were telling you what color you were.
No, they weren't doing it to me. That's what women were doing in the 80s.
Now,
because that's how you were
sense.
supposed to know what color sweater looks best on me, what color eyeshadow might I wear.
Gotcha.
Shocking that you don't know this.
Was this a thing that when you walk through the perfume section of the mall, the lady stops you and goes, "Oh, you look like you're a petunia. Let me treat you to some rouge here."
Well, as I said earlier, I'm not 100% sure I'm articulating this well, so I don't know if your summation there off of my probably 52% summation is accurate. Let me treat you with some rouge.
as long as it involved the mall ladies, then it made sense to me because I remember walking through 80s malls and being like, this is a different world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it, and I don't want to get it, but it's cool that it exists.
Do you believe, I mean, we grew up in the 90s, born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. It was like being on a different planet than it is today.
Yeah.
Ooh, Peggy says summer, fall, winter, cool. That was winter cool, not colors. Sorry. See, but you knew what I was talking about, Peggy. Thank you for that update.
And Brian says Wiggins can't keep the mall ladies away. Just to point out that there are a couple comments in there, and both of them are accurate.
When Bill Clinton in the 90s was doing what Bill Clinton was, we were supposed to think that he was a saxophone playing, just somebody that you look at and you're like, wow. And my understanding is he was attractive. I say that with a question mark because I don't get it. But, men, if they have confidence, if they have, probably power and a little bit of influence, he had been the governor of Arkansas, you become attractive in that sense, whatever. What?
I'm getting texts from an old friend.
Yes?
And I'm going to call her out because she's a St. Louis media personality. You might remember her name is Virginia Kerr.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay? So she's texting me right now saying that you're talking about your color season.
Thank you, Virginia.
And she says,
what was she?
For instance, I am a warm autumn.
I bet she is.
So there you go. And hello, Virginia.
Virginia, thank you for listening.
Yes.
Please assess what Ryan Wiggins would be and let him know.
Yes, please.
So that we can follow up on his, how did she phrase it?
She says stone cut jaw gray.
Shut up.
I don't even know what that is, but okay, Virginia.
Didn't say it is not honoring our good friend Virginia Kerr. Anywho, Bill Clinton.
Anyway, Bill Clinton. I remember I remember Arsenio Hall. I was old enough to remember that.
Do you remember him being kind of
he was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that he was painted that way.
I can't even
very
say
much
the words
on purpose
about him that would describe what I'm talking about because
well, it was painting a very, very different picture between him and at the time George H.W. Bush,
yes,
which was very easy to do.
Sure.
So
which would be
he was the old,
very easy to do in this election if he wanted to.
Yes.
Donald Trump comes on the scene. He owned Miss America, didn't he? Was that the one he owned?
I can't remember if he owned the American version or he owned other ones too or something.
People don't really do this anymore because it's not culturally acceptable to do. And we could argue in the world of feminism the appropriateness of really wealthy men walking in with bikini-clad women on their arms. Like everybody who is our generation and older knows exactly what I'm talking about, knows that in the social, cultural world that we live in, that guy is supposed to be cool or wealthy or something about that guy says these women want to walk with him. Now, I had an actual argument with my media law professor in college. I've told this story before, but we had a conversation about women who would wear bikinis to sell beer. You'd see a commercial ad and women would be wearing next to nothing, selling beer. And beer meant to be a male-dominated industry. And the professor, she was a very feminist-led individual. The professor was arguing how awful it was that those women were put in a position like that to bare their skin to sell beer to men. And I'm like, I raised my hand and I said, but aren't those women being paid? Didn't those women probably compete for that job? Aren't they doing something that they probably worked hard to maintain a physique to go choose to make money? They're being paid to show their bodies in a way that sells beer. Like, wasn't that a transaction that they chose to participate in? And isn't that supposed to be like peak feminism? And she told me to see her after class. And she did not like that. She got real mad.
She couldn't respond in class.
She just told me that I was wrong in the classroom and essentially said, and you need to come to my office after class. And then when I went into her office and it was just us, she told me that I had disrespected her. I did not disrespect her. And I told her, I then said to her, I did not disrespect you. If you inferred disrespect from what I said, I apologize for that. But I was making a counterpoint that I believe in, and I don't think it's right to say that those women are in some sort of forced situation just because they're bearing that. And if we're talking about feminism here, that the ultimate feminism should be those women getting to choose what they want to do with their bodies and making money off of it in a way that makes them happy because it was their choice. And then she told me I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. And then I told her, okay, but I'm going to get an A in your class. And I walked out. And then I called my dad and said, I'm not going to pass media law. And I did get an A in her class. So she didn't hold it against me on my grades, but I had to study really hard. And going back to the beginning of this segment where I said I was a good test taker, not a good studier, I had to make an exception in that class.
Isn't that the worst about speaking out? I did the same thing in college. If I spoke out, I'm like, dang it, now I got to study real hard.
Yeah, I can't skate by. They're going to be checking everything on me.
Yeah.
I have had people since college that I have seen in various capacities since then who I didn't like. I mean, it's media, and I was in media classes. So every once in a while, I'll run into somebody if they're still in media. Not many of them are. And they'll be like, oh, I was in class with you. You used to argue with the professor. And like every time I'm like, oh, which class was that? It's a different class. I'm like,
funny.
how much was I doing this? It's like obnoxious, like, good thing I'm here. I don't know that
It doesn't surprise me that you did that. It might surprise you that I did that a lot.
No, it doesn't.
No? Okay, good.
No. I mean, you might have taken I don't know if it's a different tone than I would have. But what I end up doing is usually just asking a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want the question that I ask to provide an answer that makes my point. So the other person makes my point. And if you are listening to the show, there is some insight in how I do things. Donald Trump in 2015 ran on being Playboy Donald Trump. There was no part. I mean, if Donald Trump could have walked into the RNC convention with bikini-clad women on his arms, he would have done it. Somebody probably was like, maybe not here. And he's like, okay, so I'll walk in like it's The Apprentice without the women, whatever. But he was a boss. He was a playboy. He created that. You think that guy didn't brand every inch of that charisma that he had that was beloved by Hollywood, by media types, by like music industry people.
Politicians.
Yeah, he had money, he had power, he had influence. Everybody on the left loved him. The people on the right loved him too, probably more quietly, and then it flipped. The worst thing that Donald Trump has ever done for those people is become a Republican. And that's really saying something, because as Republicans who support Donald Trump, Democrats now want to say, you know, he cheated on 2 more wives than Bill Clinton. And I'm supposed to go, gosh darn it, you got me. Oh, man, Joe Biden for president. Shut up.
The absolute most shocking thing that could have come out of the Epstein documents was Ghislaine Maxwell, other women coming out and saying, you know what? There was a lot going on. There was a lot of you-know-what going on. But Bill Clinton was not a part of any of it. Bill Clinton was a one-woman man. That would have been the most shocking thing that could have possibly come out of those.
And that didn't happen.
That did not happen.
That did not happen. So we wait. All right. John Heffron on the Annie Frey Show in studio with Ryan and Brad and myself. When we come back, he's the Season 2 winner of Last Comic Standing, and he's at the Funny Bone at the streets of St. Charles tonight at 7:30 and 9:30, Saturday and Sunday as well. Let's get him in here. We'll be right back.
Everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man.
Stewart's American Mortgage is the home of the bagel loan. You're getting a house in 2024, and there's a lot of things that you need to pick and choose and decide upon. When you find that house that you want to make your home, one of the biggest decisions that you're going to make, probably secondary to which house you're going to buy, but maybe not, is how you get your mortgage. May I suggest and implore you to check with Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage before you go anywhere else or before you make that final decision. If you've been recommended a lender out there, check them out, see what they're about, but make sure you just give Stewie a text and say, I'm getting a mortgage, and Annie said I got to check with you before I go with this. What can you do for me? He's going to help you with a bagel loan. You call or text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. And you ask him about how a bagel loan can help you. When you use a bagel loan, you pay no closing costs. Those closing costs are not rolled into the loan. You don't pay them later. They don't exist. Stewie takes care of that for you. If you want details, very specific details, he'll explain it until he's blue in the face on how they don't exist, and you get the best deal with a bagel loan at Stewart's American Mortgage. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. You can call him, you can text him, Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Well, it's 2024. Wishing everybody a better year than last year. Wishing everybody succeed on their resolutions. Really hope somebody succeeds on their resolution. Ignore that. I don't want to be a Bertie Downer. I thought I'd save all the W's out there. But anyway, it's still cold. You still need heat. If your system breaks, remember, look me up. You saved me on your phone. If you haven't saved me on the phone, save it under Bart. If you forget my name and number, here it is. Bart Inman. The number, it's one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The only number at Missouri and Illinois is 314-293-2600. That's 314-293-2600 or BartInman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless. And Happy New Year.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-674-2189 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-674-2189. That's 800-674-2189. What do you have to lose? Call 800-674-2189. Again, 800-674-2189.
Conservatives Care supports organizations making a difference in our community. Kim St. Ange here. USO Missouri serves active, reserve, and National Guard military members and their families throughout the St. Louis Metro and Kansas City. Learn how you can support their mission at 971talk.com/care.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. And Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your own needs. Beat it up and not speak. Grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fight down. High wire and a fire. Representatives engaged in the government for hire and a combat site. Left to us are coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team by team reporters babble Trump. Tether crop. Look at that. No plane. Fine. Then. Overflow. Population common food. But it'll do. Save yourself. Serve yourself. World serves its own needs. Listen to your heart. Bleed dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right. Right. You patriotic slam fight. Bright light. Feeling pretty sight. It's the end.
Hey, welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Always great to be able to say that. Even on a 2-day work week for me. Hooray. Had a Monday and a Friday today. That's it.
Man, TGIF. It's been a long week.
We got John Heffron in studio. He's the season 2 winner of Last Comic Standing. JohnHeffron.com, and he is at the Funny Bone Streets of St. Charles tonight at 7:30 and 9:30, Saturday at 7 and 9:30, and Sunday at 7. So go get your tickets at stlfunnybone.com right now. John, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoy being on the streets of St. Charles.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue,
it's
an
authentic
area.
looking.
Yes.
I mean, if you're into faux cities.
Yes.
Like a city that was made up.
Authentic looking.
That is it.
Yeah, it does look like a city.
Main Street in Disney World.
Yeah, like I wonder if at night the gangs come out and it's for the certain areas of that town.
But it's like the Jets and the Sharks.
Oh, yeah, it's like the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if people come out and go, P.F. Chang's, come out and play.
But they're snapping.
You know, there's only one way to answer that question.
And then
That's
the
for you to
and
tell us after tonight.
Yeah, then the cookie lady comes out and fights with the...
Mrs. Fields.
The soap lady that's right there. that makes bath bombs.
It's the best fight ever.
They tie their wrists together and they got knives in the other one. It's the old-fashioned fights.
That's crazy.
So, I'm sure lots of our listeners who were watching Last Comic Standing are familiar with you, but when you do stand-up comedy, how much of it is influenced about what's going on in the world and how much of it is influenced on maybe just what's going on in your life?
I only do the stuff that's going on in my life for 33 years of comedy. I haven't made fun of anybody. I don't make fun of race, religion. It's kind of vanilla, milquetoast down the middle type of comedy that I've always done.
Real safe.
But I'm a big believer in people have a lot going on in the world, and if you come to a comedy club, you don't need my nasally sounding voice to sway
You're really
you.
selling yourself here.
You know what I mean? So
avoid the gangs of the streets of St. Charles and come see John Heffron.
I am the Matchbox 20 of comedy. Like, you're gonna like the song that it's on, but you're gonna be indifferent.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make a top 10 list.
I
and
loved
you'll probably
Matchbox
forget
20.
about me shortly. But you'll hear me at a grocery store.
Like, oh, those were
Or
good times.
You play me quietly in the background. You'll start vacuuming out your apartment. You know.
Here's a question.
Okay.
2024, this is the year I turned 40. And I said yesterday, my first show back, that 2024, I like New Year's. I like the idea of a fresh start. But I've been thinking about turning 40 for about 7 months now. And I wondered if you had any advice. Like, is there anything magical that happens at 40? Somebody said on our stream yesterday, the day you turn 40 is the day you'll need readers. Does it happen just
a
like
thing?
that?
Well, I kind of just got past the 50 mark. So 40, I in the overall scheme of things, I think you are in 8th grade still.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of a fun time.
Me being in my 50s, I am what is called adolescent old age. I'm the youngest of the old people.
Yeah. That's a fun place to be,
so
though.
I am old people freshman class in your 50s. And that's, I think, when things really start to change.
Do the seniors beat up on you?
Yeah, you got that. Then you got to take courses like how to take car keys away from dad. I got $4,700 in my 401k, and I have to retire in 6 years.
Yeah,
like you
that's
take
math
those.
class.
You take pickleball. That's an elective. But there's signs at 40. That's all coming. I mean, I know you doing radio. You probably enjoy your sleep. There's a whole generation of like young kids out there that don't prepare for bed, and it just fascinates me because it's the first thing I do when I wake up is I think I need to be asleep in 16 hours. I start preparing for bed the second I get out of bed.
When does it happen as an aging male that you can nap on command? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Sit in the chair, not a chair, but the chair, and you are asleep.
Almost instantly, you can. Yeah, that's just a survival trick.
Superpower.
I fake sleeping like next to my wife where I kind of sense that she thinks the light's on downstairs and I don't want to get up, so I start going. I start like doing this fake breathing.
Does that stop her from giving you the elbow?
And then I do a little fake like twitch, like just a little twitch, so she thinks I'm out.
Ryan, are you writing this down?
Yeah, I need you to talk to my kids because my kids, all they do is prepare to go to bed. They never actually go to bed.
Oh.
So starting at about 7:30, we're like, hey, why don't you get ready for bed and then go to bed? And so they do. And so for an hour and a half, they're preparing to go to bed. I don't know what to do with that. I need them to be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, well, my thing is, I'll look at the clock and go, I need to be asleep in 4 hours. And then I'll lay on the couch just to kind of pregame it a little. Then I'll have a
Mentally
series
prepared.
of naps before I go to bed. And that's where I get in the most trouble because that's when TV's on. And that's when I get influenced on what I'm watching on TV. I watch so many bad old people commercials. I'm convinced
I think
that
you watch our news channel.
I drank water at Camp Lejeune.
Are you nervous about it?
I'm pretty sure they talked to me enough just to get it in my head. Even though I wasn't in the service, I wasn't in North Carolina in 1985. I'm convinced I drank water at Camp Lejeune, and I'm also convinced that I have mesothelioma.
That one. You might have that.
I think if you can't say
What
it,
are some
that's a
what are
sign.
some symptoms of that?
Not being able to say it at all. The
speech.
mesothelioma. But there's some good advantages at 40 you're going to start to see,
Yeah, tell me about the positives.
Commercials are going to pop up in your head that you've never really paid attention to, like Consumer Cellular. That's good. That's like $10 a line. And you get this cool jitterbug big phone that's a flip phone. Like, how great would that be to have flip phones back so when you got mad at somebody, you could go slam.
Yeah. You get the rage out on the hang up.
People need that back.
Yeah. John Heffron's in studio with us right now. He is the season 2 winner of Last Comic Standing, and you can get your tickets to see him at the Funny Bone Streets of St. Charles. Don't believe anything he said about the region. It's a fantastic place. Tonight, 7:30 and 9:30. Saturday, 7 and 9:30, and Sunday at 7. So, what are your interests? What do you pass time other than napping and watching commercials?
Well, I recently bought a farm in Michigan, so it's
What
trying
kind
to
of farm?
ones with like cows on it and groundhogs. We got two.
You can't have
two
cows
bald-
without groundhogs.
No, you have to mafia hit them.
To eliminate them.
Okay,
You
so you
have to
kind of
eliminate
get rid of
them.
those. Okay, you're not milking them.
But
Cows for food, groundhog for sport.
And well, because the groundhogs eat like $10,000 worth of soybean, like they do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So I went to my neighbor who's about 80. I go, I don't want to kill these things. Can I trap them? And then you just come over on your golf cart and do whatever you do. It's like a mafia thing. I just want a flip phone of a guy calling me going, it's done. And then they just hang up the phone.
You're talking about like my dad's dream job.
And then I go, what are you doing with the groundhogs that you end up catching? He goes, I put them about an acre away from your house.
That's not far
I
enough.
just throw them in your yard. And I go, you throw them in my yard? Why? He goes, because the two bald eagles that live in your tree, they come down and then they'll start, they eat on the groundhog. So I'm like, America.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to sacrifice to the America tree.
Sacrifice
So
the groundhog
so
to
I
the
don't feel
bald
as
eagles.
bad anymore. Yeah.
You don't feel bad any less.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, no, I love that. You have to take those groundhogs to a nice farm up north, but it sounds like your farm is the farm up north.
Yeah, I have a security camera at one part of my house, and they eat pears and lettuce and stuff right in front of the security camera, just to like mock me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You take it personally.
really do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put the pears in front of the camera?
No, we
I was
have
going to say, if you sell, no, that's something you could do right away to solve that.
no. They order Instacart, and then they empty out the Instacart purchases right in front of me. Yeah.
They're doing this.
Yeah.
Man, that is sophisticated, because down here they're not as sophisticated. But I've never been to your
Establishing
farm.
dominance.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your pears are my pears now.
Yeah.
So, John, do you travel the country a lot? Do you spend a lot of your time touring? Or?
Used to do it about 35 weeks a year for 30-some years, but then COVID kind of stopped that.
Man, that's the story.
And then
of
I
everything.
can't ramp it back up to what I used to.
Yeah.
Just because I physically and mentally don't wanna.
COVID really changed. COVID gave permission to a lot of people to be like, you know what? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And some things that's really good, and other things maybe it's not so great. But it kind of caused a lot of people to sort out their priorities.
I think so, yeah. Like being gone. I'm newly remarried. I was married once before, and then I got married again. And the new wife, not a fan of me traveling as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's what I do.
How does she feel about the groundhogs?
But she swears quite a lot about the groundhogs. And then I become less manly because I'm not the one.
I was going to say.
She says the groundhogs are on our property, that I should be the one taking care of killing the groundhogs.
She's judging you?
Yeah.
Because sometimes in that situation, a lot of times the women would be like, oh, don't hurt the groundhogs. They're the ones asking them to be escorted to a safer place where they could still live their life in fulfillment. But it sounds like your wife is like, make them dead.
She opened up the front door, and he was standing there full, just as trying to be taller than he normally is, so we think he was like a UPS guy or something.
Yeah.
And,
Nothing to see here. Just eating a pear.
Standing right at the door, was just going to come in.
Yeah.
But my house is over 200 years old, so weekly I'm playing a game called Guess What Animal's in the Wall.
Oh. What's the best one you found?
Well, we had a cat walk by us while we were in the living room. We don't own a cat.
Not your cat.
Not our cat.
Did you name it?
No.
Did you kill it?
It was too spooky because I ate a little bit of an edible shortly before that, and I was like...
Did you get a second confirmation that the cat was in the room?
We bought this thing as a joke, this cat hoodie. It's a big hoodie that's got a big pocket on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're supposed to put your cat in there and then walk around with your cat.
But you didn't have you bought the hoodie before the cat?
Yeah, got the hoodie and wasn't going to get a cat. I just wanted to use that hoodie to put like my reading glasses in, a remote control, some Uncrustables. just like a bug out hoodie. Just so I always have something right there. But then I had took a moment to think, did it come with a cat? Like, maybe it came with a cat. And I just, you know how you get your Amazon boxes, you don't really look through all of it?
Sure.
So I don't remember having a cat.
Where'd this come from?
And then the cat came over. It was an orange one, too. You know, gingers. They came over. He headbutts me. And then he made a little noise. And then he walked away. And then he gave me this like, head nod.
Mm-hmm.
Like... that, and then I opened up the kitchen door, and then he just left. And then he stopped, and he looked back at me like we're in some Western.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be going now. You know?
Did you ever see that cat again?
We had a mole on our driveway.
That's different than a cat.
Yeah, but I think the cat had something to do with it. So I think he was like...
The mole was dead.
He was like Dalton from Roadhouse. He just goes kind of from barn to barn and just deals with whatever's there.
Takes care of business.
It's kind of like the A-Team. If you can find him, he'll be there. But you can just tell if he talks, he's like, I don't get close to people.
You gotta name this cat, have you?
Have not.
It's time. He's yours. Or you're his.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. But listen, I mean, that was a pretty nice gift.
Well, everyone's pretty excited about the idea of a bug-out hoodie.
Well, yeah, well, you need it. I have a small net in there now because we had a bat in the house. A bat was flying directly above my wife's head while she was laying in bed.
How'd she handle that?
Well, I had to open the door, and I had to go, Michelle, listen to me. I almost said it was like a movie.
Is this in the middle of the dead of night?
Dead of night. I was like, Michelle, listen to me. Take my hand if you want to live. I'm like, do not sit up because the bat's going to be right there. Crawl over to me. So then she did, and then we shut the door, and then we taped it so the bat would be stuck in there, and we still haven't found it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Have you been back in the room at all? Or
we back in the bedroom because we can't find the bat. I don't know. Or it turned into a person.
Or a cat.
And just, or a cat, and just walked away. Yeah, I mean, I watched True Blood. I think a lot of this stuff.
Right.
I don't think this is far-fetched that there's a random cat. I don't know how the cat got in. There are no doors, so there must be some secret.
It has to be in the hoodie. I think your theory is as plausible as any.
We have birds. We had 2 cardinals in our house.
We're big fans of those.
Try to get them out of your house. That's the thing. I have a net. Like, so.
Just in case.
And then I scream at my wife because she's doing it wrong. Because when it starts to come to her, she's like, ah, and then she put her head down. I'm like,
you need to catch. You need to stay focused.
You need to get in the game here.
Mm-hmm.
And open up a window. We got to work as a team. I'm pushing the bird that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife could put the kibosh on my cat food.
Wait, you're feeding the cat?
No, I'm obsessed with not cat food, bird
food. Okay. I was gonna say I know why you have a cat now.
And she's like, you gotta, yeah.
I can solve that one for you.
She's like, you gotta stop. You're spending too much money. But in our yard, we have 2 American bald eagles, a bunch of blue jays, bunch of cardinals, and 2 peacocks.
Wow.
That live in the back trees. Did you know peacocks hide in the tree?
Okay.
And then if you come, then they scare you. So I'm like, well, that's better than a Ring doorbell system. I'm just gonna have peacocks hiding in trees.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna like Home Alone any bad guy. If he comes to my house, then that's when the birds attack.
You've got a bird security force. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, John Heffron, we appreciate you coming in here with us. We
Thank
always
you.
love meeting the comics that are coming through at the Funny Bone tonight at the Streets of St. Charles, 7:30 and 9:30. You can see them Saturday, 7 to 9:30, and Sunday at 7 o'clock. All your tickets are available at stlfunnybone.com. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for having me.
Have you been to the Streets of St. Charles before?
I was there one other time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll show up in good force and make sure you support John and have a great night out. I always encourage people, if you've never gone to a comedy show, if you think like, okay, these guys are funny, but I don't know if that's really my thing, I promise you it's your thing. Go. You will laugh. It's the best medicine out there. stlfunnybone.com. John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll be right back.
Cavalier, renegade, steering clear, a tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as
This is the Annie Frey Show.
end of the world as we know it. It's the
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. You'll love this. It's a genius idea. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 855-300-9993. That's 855-300-9993. Or visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will pay for your home based on its best current value, not what's coming. Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only...
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is one of the more important Annie Frey YouTube live chat polls. Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach? Leah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? We will make our case for these things throughout the show, and I believe that you will come away choosing me. $12.49 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem. And they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000. That's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
St. Louis's destination for questioning the narrative.
Your home for conservative talk.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
I wasn't just broken, I was shattered. I trusted you so much, you're all that mattered.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Love me and I sang like a sad bird. I couldn't move on and I think you were flattered. Oh, that's about joy.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! The Bee.
or not the bee?
Okay.
Get to it.
I apologize
I
for
haven't done this in a while.
wasting time waiting for the end of that sounder.
It's important for people to know that that was my mistake.
Okay,
That was
good.
100% on me.
Okay.
Whoops.
So I have a series of stories here, as usual, on Fridays during Wiggins America that are both real and not real. So some of them are real headlines. Some of them are from the Babylon Bee, which would mean that they are satire. I'm simply going to read the headline. You're going to tell me whether you think it's a real story. Is it the bee or not the bee? First one.
Hold on. We just put Leah on the camera
Okay.
for where the comedian was, and it was just her nose and higher. How tall are you? Can you reach that microphone?
Let's turn it on. 5'1".
5'1". All right. He was maybe 6 feet tall.
Yeah. It's a limp and dying mic.
Excuse me?
Limp and dying. It just went full
Speaking
flaccid.
of aging, go on.
All right. Biden deploys agents to border to help block journalists' cameras.
Ooh. Biden.
Ooh, gosh.
It's you. Woo, whoa.
That could be true.
If that's the bee and the Biden administration catches wind of it, I think that this is a way we could get more agents to the border. I'm going to say it's the bee. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go B. They've done some outrageous things, but I don't think they're this outrageous just yet.
I just don't think they're that smart.
They're just taking notes from the bee.
White House.
What does Leah think?
The bee.
Leah?
Okay.
B. Okay.
We're a little rusty.
White House insiders expressed hope that the deployment of federal agents would solve the problem. Quote, we'll just send in thousands of big, burly border agents to block those cameras, one source said under the condition of anonymity.
This is the bee, right? I'm still not sure. It is.
If no one sees what's going on, the problem doesn't exist. It's brilliant.
Oh, there you go.
It's time to address these reports about the border, folks, Biden said. To maintain our national security, I have no choice but to send federal agents to the southern border to keep journalists from reporting on the massive hordes of foreign nationals pouring into the country.
The what massive?
Massive hordes. These brazen acts of journalism will not be tolerated.
That could change everything. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Who's coming?
They're coming from an island. There will be no more media reports about the 1,000, million, billion, 100,000, all the folks down there. End speech. Go Jill for ice cream cone. End of quote. Next story. White House explains that Biden smeared suntan lotion on his sandwich and spread mayo on his face. A simple mistake that could happen to anyone, even someone without dementia.
I'm just going for it. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's the beat. We've all been right there, right? Asked Corinne Jean-Pierre to the White House press corps. You finished applying the last touches of sunscreen on your earlobes and realized, aw shucks, I'm covered in Hellman's mayo.
Oh, no.
It happens to the best of us. I'm just going to go to the next one. Low on time. All right. Man, this one is weird. I almost wish we wouldn't have ended with this. I try to sneak a couple of them here.
Yeah, you got more time.
All right.
We can take an extra minute.
Harvard professor says Gay's resignation opens door to more attacks on DEI.
That's got to be true.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's real.
Sure, true.
It is a real story. Yeah, this comes from the Daily Caller. Gay's resignation is the culmination of a legislative attack on teaching slavery and gender equity in higher education. Harvard history, race, and public policy professor Khalil Gibran Muhammad told Boston Public Radio on Wednesday. Muhammad's course, Race and Racism in the Making of the United States as a Global Power, was cited by Congresswoman Virginia Foxx in her December opening statement as an example of race-based ideology that promotes anti-Semitism in higher education. Muhammad, who also directs the Institutional Anti-Racism and Accountability Project at Harvard Kennedy School, noted the history of anti-Semitism is part of that course. Next story, Claudine Gay claims white supremacists went back in time and forced her to plagiarize at gunpoint.
Just told to play the song.
You got it. Holding back tears, Gay recounted the tale of several racists appearing to her as she was finishing up her PhD dissertation in the late 90s, pointing handguns at her and forcing her to copy excerpts from other sources. Quote, they pointed guns at me and said, copy this paper, gay, she told reporters. They were wearing MAGA hats.
And in the 90s. Those were Reagan MAGA hats, I might not add.
And they said, Harvard is merit-based country. Now copy the paper if you want to live. Gay claimed they made her paraphrase ideas from other scholars and academics and copy the sentences and phrases outright, all while she protested that it was ethically wrong and would get her in trouble someday. Then they asked if I knew where they could buy some first edition Pokemon cards.
It is amazing that she is resigning. She's not fired. She's resigning. Harvard's like, yeah, you can still teach here. And she's like, oppression.
Yeah.
You cheated.
Yeah.
How many people have ever been knocked out of Harvard because of plagiarism? I mean, they take it really seriously, but not that seriously.
She's the president of America's supposedly highest high institution.
Well, this
it's
was
Harvard.
This was on her doctoral dissertation. So if she cheated on that, is she actually a doctor? Did she earn that degree? Did she earn that dissertation? You know, it's hard pressed to say yeah.
I'd just give her an honorary one from every university in the country. Do we still have a minute?
Totally accept an honorary degree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, especially if it was from every single university in the country. I guess I'll accept.
Dr. Ryan Wiggins.
Don't even think about it.
Last one. California law now covers free sex changes for illegal immigrants.
Oh, no.
Illinois was discussing whether or not to provide certain types of questionable care to illegal immigrants. So I don't know, but I'm gonna say that's true.
I'm gonna say it's real because California, didn't they just offer free health care to illegal immigrants? And I think that was already a law in California that you had to give them.
Leah?
I'm going to say real, but I don't know why.
You guys are right, and Brad, you're exactly right on it. The program, which is known as Medi-Cal, covers hormone therapy
he eats right and takes care of him.
and surgical procedures that bring primary and secondary gender characteristics into conformity with the individual's identified gender, including many, many, many things for illegal immigrants.
Good God, what is the matter with people? Man, Shania says life's about to get good, though.
Oh, good.
So it makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Yep.
Come to the Andy Frey YouTube channel. Vote. Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach? We'll discuss that and a couple other news items when we return.
Hey guys, if you're doing your 2024 business budgeting, let me tell you about my friends at Master. That's Brian, Jeremy, and Tina. Been in the business of providing phone systems since 1991, local St. Louisans. They also do surveillance systems, which used to be very low tech and high price. Now it's the opposite. High tech, low price. So give us a call, 314-997-9007, or you can find us online at Master. That's MASTOR.com. For a phone system or surveillance center, it's master.com.
What better way to support your nutrition than with the multivitamin that was created right here in St. Louis? Neovitin Original Multivitamin was created by St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki to support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Now, Neovitin Original Multivitamin is formulated with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend to give you nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Neovitin is now conveniently available through our no-obligation monthly subscription. Cancel or pause at any time, and shipping is free. Support your nutrition with a subscription to Neovitin at neovitin.com today.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Dark visions and dueling Republicans. I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. GOP candidates Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley dueling 10 days to the Iowa caucus after Haley told a New Hampshire audience that Iowa starts the voting and New Hampshire will correct it. DeSantis calls that an insult to the heartland. Haley calls it banter. Is there room for three? Fox's Mark Meredith.
Former President Trump is back in Iowa tonight, determined to hold on to his polling lead. He says it's a two-way love fest, and the state holds its caucus in 10 days. Overnight, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former Ambassador Nikki Haley both launched fresh attacks against Trump, claiming they're the only ones who can win over moderates who may be fed up with the main frontrunner. Haley's critics, including DeSantis, are attacking her for some comments she recently made, suggesting that if she comes up short in Iowa, it would be up to New Hampshire to correct the record. Haley says it wasn't a serious critique, more of a joke, but the DeSantis campaign really trying to play this up as a gaffe to Iowa voters. Vivek Ramaswamy doing all he can to stay competitive, even selling $33 million worth of stock to try to fund his campaign.
President Biden with a dark vision of threats to democracy.
Free and fair elections and the right to vote fairly and have your vote counted.
And Donald Trump with an ad and a campaign speech this afternoon at Valley Forge ahead of the Capitol riot anniversary.
President Biden is returning here to the critical battleground state of Pennsylvania, a state he has visited more than any other state since becoming president. We're only 15 miles away from George Washington's winter encampment at Valley Forge. And recall President Biden going to Philadelphia ahead of the midterm elections when he was flanked by those Marine Corps sentries. Now, Republicans say Biden is running on January 6th in the so-called democracy movement because he can't run on his record.
Shades of Biden's dark brand and red light speech in Philly. The Biden administration is docking student loan servicers over $2 million in payments for sending statements late or overbilling tens of thousands of borrowers when they restarted payments after the pandemic. America is listening to Fox News.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Keeping it cloudy and keeping it cold as we go through our Friday afternoon and get into the weekend. 42 for the high today. Tonight, a little bit of light rain and wet snow. Do not expect much. 32 for the low. Saturday, a touch of light rain and wet snow early. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 42. A few sprinkles and flurries Saturday night. Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online for your shopping at igotfloored.com. Have you visited their website yet? Have you visited them in one of their 3 locations across the St. Louis area? If you are looking for flooring in 2024 in the bi-state region, let me suggest that you give Michael's Flooring Outlet an opportunity to earn your business. They pride themselves on providing the best customer service around. They care deeply about making sure that they meet your needs, that they satisfy your expectations, and that along the way, if anything doesn't go the way it was expected to go, that they make it right so you are a fully satisfied customer at the end of the job. And they have one after the other after the other. 30 plus years of being in business as a family-owned and operated business in St. Louis is really incredible. And people just like you who take our word for it and go buy your flooring at Michael's Flooring Outlet are part of that success. And supporting them is supporting us. We're super thankful for Michael's Flooring Outlet. So if you're looking for Revwood Select and Plus flooring, the Mohawk Silk carpeting, if you're looking for tile, if you're looking for laminate, vinyl, whatever it is, they got the answer for you at Michael's Flooring Outlet. Find them online at igotfloored.com.
You found 97.1 FM Talk, where we ask questions, even when the legacy media won't. Especially when the legacy media won't.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. We are offering up to $100,000 savings on our designer market homes and special McKelvey financing of 5.5% 30-year fixed, or 4.5% in the first year with our 2-1 buydown. At Inverness at Bryan and Feisey Roads, we have our luxurious LaSalle display home for sale. This professionally decorated ranch is loaded with all the most popular features. Hurry, these deals won't last. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-1005. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-1005. 800-210-1005. 800-210-1005.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. When you're injured and in your darkest hour, Onder Law is not only on your side, we're by your side.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-9000 to learn more.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, Beth. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We're happy that you're here with us today. We've got a YouTube live chat poll today. Brad, you came up with this poll. You want to set the table for us?
Sure. So Annie is like, what poll should we do today? And I brainstorm, and I started off with asking polls based on Leah. Like, is it weird to nuke your sandwiches?
Is this something that I missed? Wow. Was this a topic of conversation this week when I was
No,
not
it's
here?
something that's been, we've all been slowly realizing that Leah does and been questioning individually whether we're the weird ones for thinking that's weird.
We don't know what you're talking about.
It is that she microwaves her sandwiches every day.
Like a lunch meat sandwich, just throws it in the microwave. And she's been asking and going around making videos, asking people if it's okay if she microwaves her sandwich or is it weird. So that's what I started with, and then it got me thinking. I was like, you know what would be a good one? Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach?
I think Brad feels pretty confident about this.
I do too.
It really all depends on what you're into.
Yeah. Well, my thinking is like there are 4 really distinct people on this show, and depending on what you want out of your life, you need to select the right person.
What would you want out of your life if you picked Ryan?
I think lightheartedness and fun.
Aw. Man, if you could hear the look that Ryan gave Brad before Brad answered that question. Yeah.
I dare you.
That's the look your wife gives you after you've said something could be potentially incredibly dangerous.
Mhm.
And you're like, you got one shot, buddy.
Yep. Do it.
All right, Brian.
What do you want out of life if you're getting Brad as a coach? Is that the question?
I was going to ask you do you want to advocate for you as an answer?
Yeah, I do.
The show's over at 3.
Yes, I do.
That long sigh always means, all right, here we go.
I think that if you choose Ryan Wiggins as your life coach, first of all, you got to have some deep pockets.
Hey, get what you pay for.
Because this is not coming cheap.
Are you cheap as a life coach or just cheap as a purchaser, consumer?
Oh, no. I'm not cheap as a life coach. I am expensive as a life coach because I'm going to give you what you need, and I'm not going to go half-hearted here. If you need a life coach and it's me, you're going to pay, and I'm going to give you what you need. But then if it doesn't work, I'm going to kind of shrug. Like if you ask for great advice, I'm going to give you great advice. But then if you come back to me the next day and you're like, that didn't work, I'm going to be like,
that's it?
That's about all I got.
Did you say you were advocating for you being
for
a
me.
life coach?
Yeah,
okay.
For me.
So it's like kind of a virtue signaling thing. Like, yeah, I have a life coach, but we don't really take it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
not
probably
for real.
like we're going to go out to a lot of dinners and you're paying. But we're hanging, and you're
Man.
getting great advice.
The Ryan numbers are going up and up.
They should be.
Mm-hmm.
And as for Annie Frey, if you were to choose Annie to be your life coach,
Don't hurt
Brad,
my feelings.
what would you be?
Right, no, I already asked for you, Leah.
Leah, if you were choosing Annie to be your life coach,
Yeah.
what exactly would you want out of a life coach? Or life?
Are you so you're asking me what would make me pick her?
Yes. What would make you pick Annie?
No, I was gonna say something and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to say that.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say.
Now I kind of want you to say whatever.
Yeah,
you
no
choose.
kidding. Just say
Go
the thing.
for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say you have more years of experience than I do, but
That's okay.
I didn't want that to come across as you being old.
No, that's just math.
Okay.
Although I would go with Ryan if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Age.
Yeah,
Several.
about 1.5
Well,
extra.
and I would say also you're female,
Centuries.
so we have that connection.
We're better.
Yes.
No, that was not what I was hoping to hear. Brad, why would you pick
You
Annie?
said that just like my brother. It was weird. Well,
Why would I pick Annie? I think I would pick Annie because she's very goal oriented, and if you're
this
somebody,
is not the direction of the conversation.
Yeah.
I was going to do this whole. You did this on purpose, you jerk. I'm actually getting hot. Is it warm in here?
Yeah.
goal
It is.
goal oriented, task oriented, detail orientation, very good
That is a nice way of saying
attributes that Annie has. You will pay attention to the small things, and then if you do the small things right, you know the big things will fall into place. And that's really, like, if you want your life to go great, that's a really good way to go about it, is to pay attention to the little things and be detail oriented. It's like a
Thanks,
like
Brad.
like a coach.
You just said that in the nicest way you could have. Why would you pick me, Ryan?
I think that I would pick you if I wanted to make sure that if I approached you and said, can you help me with my life? I said, I need help with this aspect of my life.
Uh-huh.
If I were paying, I would expect an answer. And I still don't know that you would answer. You would probably just be like, are you kidding right now? And I'd be like, remember the check I sent you, though? This is part of that. And you, oh, okay, so you're obligated to answer. And then I would mess that up. And then you would just sort of roll your eyes and continue your life. And I would have to...
I don't think Ryan's picking Annie.
No. My motivation would be that I would know that I was letting you down.
What?
If I did the wrong thing, if you're like, look, just do this, and I'd be like, okay. And if I did that wrong, I would know, doggone it, I really let Annie down. So I'd be motivated to keep up with your standards. That's how you do it, Leah.
That's how you do it?
That's how you do
Ryan, she just looked at me like, I don't think that's how you do it.
Yeah, I feel inspired.
Why would you pick, let's move on. Why would you pick Ryan as a life coach, Leah?
Well, we've already had this discussion that
Is he your life coach?
That he's my spirit animal.
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
I don't know how that came up either, but I have heard that before.
Everyone talks about it, Ryan.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Anna?
She's not out there. She's talking about it with Mark Reardon right now.
Abby?
No,
Fred Bottomer?
We have the same
Hall
sense
of
of
Famer.
humor, and that's why I would pick him.
The sense of humor?
Yeah.
Because he would make you laugh?
Yes. And I think we laugh at the same stupid stuff. We eat the same bad food. We're probably
I didn't know that.
Wait a second.
That's news to me. And
Wait
I
a
also don't
second.
eat my sandwiches, which is a huge
No,
thing.
but yesterday I was like,
It's a
"You wanna
deal
go-"
breaker.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was like, you want to go eat cake? And he's like, yeah, let's go eat cake. And then we went and ate cake.
It's a great story.
It was really good. We used our hands.
Russell said, I chose Brad as my short-term life coach. I think he would at least coach me for an hour, then walk. You others would bail
I
within
agree.
10 minutes.
I'd coach as long as the checks are clearing.
I know, man. That's my big thing, too.
Betsy says Brad. Chris said, I chose Brad because I'm assuming he is a Protestant, Pastor Brad.
What is Protestant? What does that matter?
You're Protestant.
I am.
What?
You're Protestant.
I know, but what's the significance of that to be a life?
It's probably what Chris is.
Gotcha.
So it's probably similar. Vicky said, I chose Brad, but I'd love everyone once per quarter.
Jackie says, when I was answering your question, Wiggins sounds like a Democrat being questioned in Congress.
Yeah, made
That's
absolutely
very
no
good.
sense, but you did fill the time.
And you took nothing from it. There was nothing
I want
quotable.
you to. I really want you to go back and listen to that bit
No thanks.
of conjecture that you provided St. Louis.
Yeah, I got there eventually. didn't I?
Honky Digital says,
This is
This
great.
is another
man.
one of Ryan's burners.
if forced to choose, then I'd have to go with Ryan as a life coach. If forced to choose. I like the guy's personality and attitude. Everyone on screen is great, though.
Thanks, Honky Digital.
No, that's not the right one. Scooter says, I could see Leah being a very good fitness coach. I think that is.
But not a life coach.
Well, I don't think you should take that as I think it's a compliment. I think they meant it as a compliment. Oops, wrong one. Wavy says, no offense, but only someone who has obtained a level of success above mine or one I would strive to achieve could be a life coach. Therefore, my choice would be Annie. I didn't know that's how that ended.
Oh,
when I put
man.
it there. Ryan?
That's how
thoughts?
it ended. No,
Thank you,
I'm
thank
just going to
you.
let you just wallow in that.
I don't want to wallow in that.
Yeah.
Lori said, Annie, because she's insightful. A close second would be Wiggins. Makes me laugh at times, which can be a great thing.
Yeah, other times not so much. Sorry, Lori.
Sheepdog says, sorry, I'm not coachable.
Andrew says this poll is rigged.
Are you coachable? If you were given, let's say that the company was like, let's shower people with benefits and you're going to get a free life coach, and you had someone and they aligned with you. They weren't diametrically opposed to you, telling you that you're a crap person and you need to do all these things to be better. That you got a life coach. Would you be coachable in that regard?
We actually have a lot of opportunity for this type of thing in my church. We do guys groups. I think they call them DNA groups or something like that, where you can either pair with somebody who's younger than you or who's older than you. And the implication is that you are taking on somebody to kind of mentor you.
A mentorship.
Or you are mentoring somebody else. And I just never have clicked in those things because it has to be, I think it's like Wavy was saying, it's not that
Nobody's as
don't
successful
see
as you. All
It's-
you losers.
It's not that I don't like the idea of those. It's meeting on a weekly basis. And I'm like, what am I trying to get out of this? I don't really know what the purpose.
Maybe you get out of it what you put into it.
I mean, maybe, but I have put quite a bit into it and then been kind of bored. So, but I've never tried. What I need to try to do is actually, now that I'm getting a little bit older, try to mentor somebody else.
So you think the answer here is that you weren't a good mentee, but you would be a great mentor?
I think so, yeah. That's where I've landed.
I just hurt my rib.
That's true. I could see you holding your
Ow.
side now.
Ryan, Brian, Brad, are you coachable?
I didn't think I was, but the more I think about it, I think I am, because I've had different fitness coaches, and I've had events in my life that have forced me to change the way that I think and listen to what other people have to say, because they provide a unique perspective into my life. And because I had to do it, that has made me more open to wanting to be coached. So if I want to be the best, or if I want to do the best that I can in a certain area, then I'm going to go seek out somebody that's really good at it and try to learn from them.
Leah, are you coachable?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I grew up playing team sports, and it was important to be coachable there. And I think having done that, it showed me how to be coachable in the work field. So, yeah.
I'm not by nature coachable, but I have learned it is a nurture thing, not a nature thing for me. My essence of being coachable is completely predicated on my respect for the person on the other end of it. There's nothing worse than someone who's a boob coming up to you and being like, here's what you need to do. I'm like, here's what you need to do. Shut up. But if it's somebody who is experienced, if it's somebody who has your genuine best interests at heart, it is so important to be able to humble yourself, to listen to what somebody else, because I think the other thing too is understanding that somebody else's perspective on a situation in your life, based on their own experiences, that the way they see it, if they see it differently than you, just because they see it differently than you doesn't mean that you were wrong about it. But when somebody else gives you a new perspective, it allows you to see a fuller picture and look for opportunities to improve or to be better in broader ways than you ever would have been able to do if it's just your own view at looking at something. So I am not natural. I don't think I'm natural. I'm very, just as I was talking about in college when I was pushing back on things in college, like I'm always questioning everything. Ask my parents. I was probably grounded half the time because I was constantly questioning everything my parents did. Not a good thing when you're doing it in that regard, but I have refined it over the course of time. And, there are times where I probably questioned my parents and I was probably right, but I did it wrong. And in that scenario, guess what, kid? You're wrong. Learn to do things more respectfully and learn to approach those situations with more grace. And that was probably the hardest lesson for me to learn growing up is time and place and method. And when you don't learn that lesson on your own, it's incumbent upon the people in your life to make sure that they teach you that lesson, even when it becomes hard, which is why I was a really, really good kid in high school. All of my friends, I'm trying to think if there was an exception. If they were out doing wild things and getting grounded, they were ungrounded if I was going. You were grounded, but if you're going out with Annie, you can go. And I was grounded half the time because I was mouthy. And I deserved it. And I know that that's the way I was. And, I regret that that's the way I was. But it is really the nature of who I am. Mm-hmm. The nurture was how to use it for good instead of evil. Dad, did I say that right? But I think the humility that life teaches you after you fail over and over and over again in the same way, being coachable is something that is a great gift if you have it, an important lesson to learn if you don't. Who are you picking? You can't pick yourself.
I don't know, because after
I think everybody's picking Brad.
At first when I was talking about my lack of coachability, I was thinking it was a negative. But now actually I'm thinking that it was more just another net positive for me. So
are you done? You don't need to be coached anymore?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think that I've achieved it. So therefore, I can coach anybody for the right price. And if I had to choose somebody in the room, I'm choosing Leah.
Leah?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah. Because I think I could manipulate your coaching.
Oh my gosh. Go to break.
That's the
terrible.
most Ryan Wiggins things ever.
No joke.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but what about this? And then you'd be like, oh, maybe that's a good idea. And
That's
I'd say, I agree with
literally
you.
how you approach every conversation with the show. You try to do that all the time. Are you successful?
I don't. What do you think?
I think you're successful enough to just keep trying.
I think you're right.
Ask us anything on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live right now. You can come vote and tell us which showcast member are you choosing as your life coach, Leah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie, and ask us questions. We'll answer them when we come back. Don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
I want to talk to you about the Diamond Shop and how your purchase for jewelry. I know we just got done with Christmas. I know there are a lot of people who gave gifts and maybe you did the jewelry thing for Christmas. I hope you went to the Diamond Shop. But I think that when you make a purchase like fine jewelry, and when you go through that process, you want to make sure that you purchase from somebody who, after you've bought something, you can go back to have the thing cleaned, to have it maintained. Somebody who you can trust to be in a relationship with you so that you can make sure that that investment that you've made in that jewelry is one that you can count on. And you absolutely get that from the finest people in the business at the Diamond Shop. And when you go to thediamondshop.net, you can become a VIP. You'll get alerts to great opportunities to save and events that they have. You don't have to be a VIP to get this, but 6 months same as cash is a great way to invest in the piece of jewelry you want. Plan ahead a little bit. You can also talk to them about custom jewelry, maybe remaking a family heirloom into something special. It's all right there at the Diamond Shop. You can find them online at thediamondshop.net.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. For a limited time, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, get an additional 20% off in-store clearance appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 12/28/23 through 1/3/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowes.com for details.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Surprise!
Surprise!
You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsLHonorFlight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Michael Goodwin from the New York Post.
Claudine Gay was the fastest search in the history of Harvard for a president. There's just so many questions about how she got the job in the first place.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Let's drop.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
And I was thinking of ways that I could get inside. Tonight you're falling in love. Letting me go now. The feeling's tearing me up. Here we go. Now she does it like this, will you do it like that? Now she touches like this, will you touch her right back? Now she moves like this, will you move it like that? Come on, shake, 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 shake it, shake, shake.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! Tell me the truth, Brian.
All right, my question for you guys is very simple. It's an either or.
Okay.
Would
Let's do with sandwiches.
No, it has nothing to do with sandwiches or Leah's sandwiches. So not even a sandwich in general question. This is about where you would rather live. Would you rather live in a small but comfortable cabin way out in the middle of nowhere?
Yes.
Or a mansion in the suburbs?
Probably a cabin.
Cabin.
Okay.
Cabin.
Seems very
same.
easy. I thought that was going to be a harder choice.
All right, Mr. Mansion.
Yeah, I was definitely going to pick the mansion.
If you'd have picked a cabin, I would have told you to leave.
No, I love
Go
the
get Ryan
idea.
Wiggins to get him in here.
The cabin in the woods thing is very, very cool, but all the amenities that you have living in the suburbs, man, you have to drive so far if you're living out in the middle of nowhere. Didn't
Well,
think about that, did
that
you?
depends
I
if you
did.
want to leave the wilderness to go in. Maybe
you
you
could grow
don't.
your own stuff.
Well, maybe you don't want to go to where the people are.
Maybe. I don't necessarily want to
I'm
go.
just saying that's what some people might think.
Yeah. But then you're changing your lifestyle quite a bit. You're doing all your farming.
Am I?
You're doing all your fishing. You are heating your own house.
Mhm.
I guess because I'm guessing you're that off the grid. So, okay. All right.
I live in the suburbs, so right now I'm doing pretty fine with the fireplace that has a light switch.
You were deep in thought. Okay. I didn't know if you were going to say something, Brad.
I grew up
He's watching
in
Drew
the
Barrymore.
Yeah, I just saw one of my friends on TV. I was like, holy cow. But anyway.
Was it Drew Barrymore?
No, it was not Drew Barrymore.
She's not my
We're
friend.
not friends.
We're not like that.
We're not friends.
I would be her friend if she wouldn't get so close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely. I grew up in the country. I grew up at a 10, 15-minute drive into town. That does not bother me to drive so far for the amenities. Doesn't matter. Give me space. Let me room to breathe, expand, drive four-wheelers, all that other fun stuff.
Fox News at night, Trace Gallagher, I think, hosts that. I like watching that show at night because it's a good news show. And he always asks a question, which sometimes I feel like swiping that as the poll question the next day. But he asked his panel if you could survive in the wilderness for 16 days.
I think I could.
How
You don't
much
stand a
stuff?
chance.
How much stuff do I get to start with?
I don't know that you get to start with anything.
No, I'm dead.
How many days?
2.
Can't you go?
I make it one night. The second night, I am getting mauled by something.
I was gonna say, Ryan's like, what's that mushroom? No. Uh-oh.
Leah?
I think I'd be dead too.
I think I could do it. I think it would be rough. My husband and I were talking about it. I said, I think I could beat nature if nature doesn't include beasts. Like, I'm not going to.
It does include beasts.
I'm not
though.
going to include.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. Well, I mean, if you're in the wilderness for 16 days, you're not guaranteed to face a tiger or a bear. So
I would
mean,
hope that
you
you
sleep
would,
in
though.
trees, and yeah, and it does not preclude you from being attacked by a bear. But I think I could beat nature in 16 days. But if you add in animals and specific wildlife, I don't know. But I think I'd do better than most.
I think the younger me, like 2 years ago, would have said, Swiss Family Robinson, I'm good.
That's
exactly what I'm doing.
An entire log cabin in the wilderness.
Yeah, in
10
a tree.
minutes from town, and you're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
I don't
with
need
my
ruler
bare
foods.
hands.
I'll just do this myself.
That's right.
It's got lettuce
I'm gonna
planted.
I'm going to build a tree house right up in that tree, right behind Ruler Foods.
That's where you said you sleep anyway.
I come down and just get stuff out of the dumpster. Let's see here. Russell has a question. He says, what is the worst job or position you've ever had?
Hopefully it's not this one.
Leah, is it this one?
No. I'm going to say a soccer ref.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I did it for like half a year and I hated it. Some
What
parents.
did you say? Why?
Yeah, some parents threatened to put me and the 2 other refs I was working with in the hospital
Oh, my gosh.
for some bad call that I wasn't the one who made. It was the center ref and I was a sideline ref.
I'm terrified of the answer to this question. What was the age of the kids that you were officiating?
like 8 or 9.
Oh my gosh! What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
That's how old my
Ryan, why did you threaten her?
Yeah, clearly it was me.
No.
Next question, Leah. How awkward was it when you took this job and Ryan Wiggins was here?
Oh, my gosh, that's that sideline guy. He's in the office next to me.
And then you stood next to me and you're like, you couldn't put me in the hospital.
Yeah.
He's not a big, strong guy.
It changed your life. She got some confidence back. I look so big on the sidelines.
Well, I think it was a soccer mom.
Oh, man.
We need an intervention in youth officiating.
Yeah.
The expectations of the people who are at the games, but we also need an intervention in the expectation of those who are willing to take money to show up to officiate youth sports.
Yeah, I have very high expectations of refs, but I also cannot understand why they choose that job.
I have no expectations for refs because at the level that we compete at right now, they can't find enough people to do it.
Yeah.
So you really just need to show up to do the game and you will get your money. I mean, basketball, volleyball is a little bit different. I was an IHSA volleyball official and then I stopped doing that when my daughter was of the age to play because I wasn't going to officiate and coach and go to all of her games. But I mean, you'll go to games and officials won't even, they literally will run the basketball court from the baseline to the closest free throw line and they'll just stay there and then they'll call fouls from all the way across the floor because the other guy's standing right there and they don't call it and they think, I mean, it's just like, there's never an appropriate time as a parent, as a coach, to berate an official. You cannot treat, I mean, they're human beings. You have to keep that in mind. But there are also people who are coming and taking money to enforce the rules. It is your only job is to say, what are the rules and to enforce them. That's it. And if this is also like a girls' basketball thing. The amount of times that I've talked to officials over my years of playing basketball through my varsity senior year of basketball to coaching youth basketball, which I help my husband do right now. The amount of times I've heard people say, it's Lutheran basketball, it's grade school basketball, and the worst is, these are girls. I'm like, I will fight you here. Like, this can go down now. But the attitude, I mean, the officials, even when they do a good job, get berated. And so it's like they become lifeless when they're there. So they're just cashing the check.
Exactly.
I mean, it's such a death spiral. It's miserable for everybody. There needs to be a reset, and I don't know what the reset is.
I don't either. I mean, it's a great point because when I am watching these guys or girls out there doing this stuff, I'm like, you guys are heroes. And I'm also probably mad at you for doing terrible calls, but I can't understand why you're even out here. What's the upside for you? Unless you're making a lot of money per game. That's the only thing I can see. Worst job?
Oh, my worst job? Pales in comparison to that, but it was at a like a day-old Wonder Bread place, hostess place. So they sold the cakes that weren't expired, but they were out of the grocery store because
you
they
just
weren't
leveled up in my mind.
Yeah, but the people I worked for were not great, and it was just I walked in and they didn't want me there, and it was obvious. But I was hired through an agency, and they were mad that this person placed me in that position, and I was just caught in the middle. That was the worst job I ever had.
What about you, Ryan?
I was a train transport driver for one day.
I remember this story.
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's two ways to be a train transport driver. One is that, a train will start in one spot and end another. Well, then the people on that train, because it's not a commuter train, it's usually a cargo train, they have to get back to where they were. So you have to go drive as a driver and pick them up and take them to wherever they're supposed to go. That's part of it. The other part is that some trains are so darn long that in a train yard, they'll be doing different things to a train, and you have to drive a person from one end of the train to the other to be doing things to the train to get it ready to go. I learned all that in one day, and I also learned that I didn't want to do it.
How'd you even get into that?
It was just a job in between jobs.
I don't know that's anything that you get into.
Yeah, it was something that was given to me as an opportunity to work weird shifts because of the time my kids were real little, and I thought I was going to be doing some overnights. Well, ultimately, yeah, you do overnights, but they call you at any time of the day, and you have to just go. I'm like, I can't do this.
Terrible.
This is the exact opposite of why I would have taken this job.
Yeah,
that was the worst.
My worst job ever is this is all about me. This is not about the environment or the place or anything like that. They were fine, but this is where I learned something very important about myself. I was a deli clerk for 2 months.
Oh.
I'm not really into meat. I'm not a vegetarian, but I'm super picky about meat. And if you've ever held a whole chunk of roast beef
every day,
smelled it,
ew.
It's like smelling salts for me. It's how I wake up. Some people reach over and they turn the alarm clock off. You know what's sitting right there for me?
No.
I think Annie broke a rib.
A full roast beef. I gotta just slap that thing. I'm like, oh, kind of wakes me up. It's cold. I don't keep it on one of those little drink warmers like you would think. I tried that. It just heats the bottom.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask him for more. I think I've said enough.
Oh, 7 o'clock. Got to slap that meat. Get the kids off to school.
Oh, no.
So anyway, but that's just my amateur opinion of that whole industry. Annie worked in it. So I'll defer to her on how they actually, because I would just like at-home meat. Annie was the pro for 2 months, apparently. Go ahead, Annie. What did you do with that meat?
Oh, no.
You held it, then what?
We should go to break.
I want to hear the end of the story, though.
I quit.
What did you do with the beef?
I quit.
Where's the beef?
I said this isn't for me.
Oh, yeah?
We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFreyShow.
I want to talk to you about Air Comfort Service and how your heating, cooling, and insulation needs can be met by the best people in the business here in St. Louis. Air Comfort Service, 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-00. Stop it. 0091 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service is a 9-time recipient of Carrier's President's Award and named a top workplace by St. Louis Post-Dispatch for the second year in a row. They have thousands of 5-star reviews online. So if you are looking to get those HVAC needs met, you can do that with Air Comfort Service. I have had my furnace replaced, my air conditioner replaced, my water heater replaced by them. They put in a whole home humidifier, which is wonderful when it comes to the cold winter months where the air is super dry. Helps you with those creaking, cracking wood floors that you have in your home, bloody noses, which some of the folks in my house were prone to get in the winter months because of the dry air. That whole home humidifier really adds to the comfort zone that you were pursuing, and Air Comfort Service can walk you through the whole thing. If you are interested or have an emergency need, 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, or find them online at aircomfortservice.com.
Hey homeowners, it's time to transform your house into a masterpiece with Lakeside Renovation and Design, your James Hardie siding experts. Picture this, durable, weather-resistant siding that doesn't just protect, but elevates your home's value and curb appeal. James Hardie, the gold standard in siding, installed by the pros at Lakeside. Say goodbye to maintenance headaches and hello to a home that stands the test of time. Ready for a siding upgrade? Lakeside Renovation and Design is your go-to. Visit our showroom or call today. Unleash the potential of your home with James Hardie Siding.
Tony LaRussa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Reel in the big one at the best fishing expo in the Midwest. The Let's Go Fishing Show, January 5th through the 7th at the Gateway Convention Center in Collinsville. Visit vendors with the latest fishing boats, rods, reels, tackle, accessories, resorts, and guided services. Shop unique, one-of-a-kind items and top-of-the-line marine electronics at discount prices. Attend free seminars. Meet pro anglers, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro Brandon Polinack, Steve Kennedy, and more. Free fishing pond, too. Visit letsgoshows.com for coupons and more information.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, we've been talking about which show member, which cast member of the show are you choosing as your life coach? Is it Leah, Brad, myself, or Annie? Let us know in the YouTube live chat poll. Type in Annie Frey YouTube, and it'll come up, and you can give us a vote and give us a comment. We'll be giving those results at the end of the show. It is 1:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Shows that make a difference in your day.
Your home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
Try laughing until life starts to make sense. Try falling apart and starting again. Been around this town for way too long. Think it's time I finally.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I've got heart, got soul, and some hush money. It's It's been a long time coming. Oh, we'll pick up the pieces as we go. Oh, so go ahead and walk, and I'll start running. It's been a long time coming. I apologize early for the rush. Blame it on these late nights keeping me up. I hear the sun shines bright in Paris and Rome. I'll slip away before you find out that my cover is blown. I walked out just right before you walked.
I've made the preservation of American democracy the central issue of my presidency. I believe in free and fair elections and the right to vote fairly and have your vote counted. There's something dangerous happening in America. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy. All of us are being asked right now, what will we do to maintain our democracy? History's watching. The world is watching. Most important, our children and grandchildren will hold us responsible. The Vice President and I have supported voting rights since day one of this administration, and I ask every American to join me in this cause. America is still a place of possibilities, where the power resides with we, the people. That's our soul. We are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I don't approve of this message. Why is he saying that there's something amiss in our country right now that's so terrible that he needs to be elected president? You are the president. Your entire inauguration speech was on the idea of unity and the fact that your presence is going to be the calming factor. And your first campaign ad to be reelected as president is like, man, this country sucks.
Man, that's a really good point. Oh, you are the president. You could be doing something about this now. Oh, 4 more years, I will do something about this.
All of a sudden, it's gotten so bad, and the country is so dark. The whole thing about putting President Biden in there was that he wasn't Trump and that he would bring people together and we would get back to some sense of normalcy. And his number one, there are dumpster fires all over the country, in fact, all over the world, that we have fumbled every time we have had the opportunity to touch the ball. And he's like, this country is in bad shape. And it's not because of the things that the administration has done. It's because of you people.
Yes. You know what it reminds me of? It's the first time I've ever heard that ad. I could hear Brad cutting it this morning, so I knew it was coming, but I didn't hear it. The first time I've heard that now, you know what it sounds like is, you know, in a movie when some really bad guy is elected to the governor or mayor or president or whatever, but he's real slick. You know, that guy is, and he finally achieves it, but your main characters know, oh, this guy's not really who he thinks he is. And then that really bad guy, who's usually a Republican in the movie, he puts out an ad or he gives a speech. It's usually about, you know what? They're taking away our heritage. They're hurting our country. That ad sounds like the slick bad guy ad. It really does. And I maybe it just is because I'm looking for it in Biden, but he also is really bad at talking. You know, as he's saying the lines, you're like, this is the best take you got? Okay, then let this guy keep talking because he's not doing himself any favors.
It's impossible for him. I mean, they keep trying to say this, and they're backing away from the idea of Bidenomics. Bidenomics was thrown out there in a not-so-friendly media publication as something that was to kind of name the way people feel about the economy right now. I just read a story over the break, and it was talking about how a lot of the big green energy initiatives that have to do with wind farming and all that stuff, they've had to pull all of those back and end those things. They champion them. They get credit for doing them, for having started them. Big fanfare. They had to pull them back. You know why they had to pull them back? Because inflation costs are too high.
Oh, my gosh. I thought the Inflation Reduction Act was supposed to reduce that.
Well, that's what they wanted you to think. So they have to pull back on their own green energy initiatives, which is the holy grail of that and abortion, the altar at which the far left progressive wing of the Democratic Party worships. They can't afford to do it because of inflation. Whoops.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And we're supposed to shovel Bidenomics into our throat and make it go right out into the outhouse and feel like it's good for us because they tell us, because everything else in the world around you tells you it stinks and you don't want to be around it. And they're like, but it's good for you. Take your medicine. That is what the Democrats do. That is what their policy is. We identify problems, we take your money, and we fund solutions for you. And then they can't afford their solutions because their economic policies are in the... It makes me so mad. And then they go into campaign season and everything's a mess. And they're like, you people are bad. You need me to become the president because I need to take care of the you people.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen it before. Now, this is stuff that politicians have done for a long, long time. They spin things, especially when they're in office, to look better, to make themselves look better. I've never seen it be just spin. Usually there's a little nugget somewhere down there that if you dig down hard enough, you're going to find the solid ground. There is really nothing for them to base any of these things on. Now, they'll try and spin around, well, inflation is getting better based on record highs, or gas prices are getting better based on record highs, that they just leave the phrase off of that we caused. I've really never seen this be such a hard job for the media. Usually they're really good at it, but they're not even doing a very good job
I'm so
of it right
glad
now.
that you brought up the media. Let's revisit November 6, 2020. Let's just listen to what Joe Scarborough had to say.
Just like Bill Clinton governed, and just like Bill Clinton, Joe Biden knows how to govern. So he will govern from the middle. He will make deals. People on the far left and far right won't like it.
You feeling that? Govern from the middle. People on the far left and the far right won't like him. I've never seen him govern from the middle. In fact, his entire speech, which I think is supposed to happen in like 20 minutes, his first campaign speech, is supposed to call out all of the darkness in America, which is kind of ironic.
Wow.
Way to phrase that. That his entire effort is to make sure that MAGA Republicans, I'm very curious to see how much he puts towards MAGA Republicans, because it's been the drum that he's continued to thump this entire time. He needs to define them. And he needs to make anybody who would support Trump into a pariah, some sort of boogeyman, some sort of evilness that walks among us. And the only solution to it is to reelect Joe Biden. Listen to Anderson Cooper, November 6th, talking about Donald Trump.
We have never seen really, other than, well, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this from a president of the United States. And I think, as Jake said, it's sad and it is truly pathetic. And of course it is dangerous. And of course it will go to courts. But you'll notice the president did not have any evidence presented at all. Nothing. No real, actual evidence of any kind of fraud. He talked about people putting up papers in windows. He talked about things that he'd seen on the internet. That is the president of the United States. That is the most powerful person in the world. And we see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over. But he just hasn't accepted it, and he wants to take everybody down with him, including this country.
Do you think Anderson Cooper is going to handle it okay if Donald Trump gets reelected? An obese turtle upside down in the desert sun. What does he think about in his spare time?
Man, I don't know. It's going to be a wild year. It's just so strange to me that when they talk about Joe Biden, it's almost as if they can't figure out what to say because there isn't anything to say. Because the whole govern from the middle thing, they're not even trying that anymore because it's so patently false and everybody knows it. That I'm not really sure what the message is, because it's all political analysts say you have to go into any election and be giving some sort of positive hope to people because it motivates people. There is no positivity coming from the Biden campaign going into 24. It is all, I mean, if you said his campaign speech coming up is going to be about there is a darkness in America, that is exactly what they're painting. They are painting there is no hope. The only hope is avoiding some of the darkness by voting for us. That's it. But that's not motivating.
Well, whether they realize it or not, it's an admission that their campaign or that their presidency has been a failure outside of the fact that they say, but we're saving democracy. So all of this other stuff that we've put you through, the inflation, the increased home prices, the increased interest rates, the high gas prices, the failure of all these economic policies that we put out here, the unrest, the crime, all that, it's all worth it. You've just got to suffer through this so that we can save democracy. Because we can't do anything else. We haven't been able to do anything else. I don't understand. They're garbage at it is the only thing I can come up with. They're just bad at their job, and so all they've got left is, yeah, but the other guy's really scary. He's really scary. You need to stay away from him because he's scary.
Listen to, you'll remember this, Christiane Amanpour on CNN about Donald Trump.
82 years ago, Kristallnacht happened. It was the Nazis' warning shot across the bow of our human civilization that led to genocide against a whole identity. And in that tower of burning books, it led to an attack on fact, knowledge, history, and truth. After 4 years of a modern-day assault on those same values by Donald Trump, the Biden-Harris team pledges a return to norms.
Is it not unbelievable that we are 4 years into this, as Christiane Amanpour talking about Kristallnacht, and directly and immediately comparing the 4 years? Think about the insanity of this, people. The 4 years of Donald Trump being in the presidency to Kristallnacht. And we are now in a position where in the world right now, there are people calling for the extermination of Jews. Actively, not in a hyperbolic type of way, not throwing Hitler out there like it's just a word that every time you cough, it comes out of your mouth because you hate Donald Trump that much. Not calling someone a Nazi because they really are emphatic about something. We actually have people right now that are in the Democratic Party that are saying from the river to the sea, that are actually invested in the idea of the elimination of Israel. That is real. That is not some sort of hyperbole that people are saying to try to rile people up and get them mad. We are living in a funny, funny time, and the stakes are super, super high, and the absurdity of the people in the media, and they're slobbering over Joe Biden as the unifier in chief. Nobody has divided this country more, save possibly one Barack Obama. It started with him. And if anybody listening to this show thinks that Joe Biden isn't the extension of what started in 2008 and potentially probably a lot long before that, you're not paying enough attention.
You used the word. It is an absurd time to be watching what's happening right in front of your face every day.
Yeah. And when you watch, it frustrates me when Donald Trump can't stop stepping on his own feet. And I know he doesn't think he's doing that, but in the bigger picture where you need to make people like you so they vote for you, he does do that sometime. There's nobody in American politics that I know of that has been more lied about than Donald Trump. X's and O's on a recap when we come back.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All eyes on the Hawkeye State. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. Today, kicking off a big weekend of campaigning for Republican presidential candidates just ahead of the Iowa caucuses.
The first contest in the Iowa presidential race less than 2 weeks away in Iowa, with Republican candidates canvassing the state to win over voters.
I'm asking you for your support.
I'm looking forward to January 15th.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's been endorsed by Iowa's governor with stops statewide today, as well as Asa Hutchinson and Nikki Haley, who addressed recent attack ads against her by DeSantis and President Donald Trump.
Every one of those commercials is a lie.
The former president, the GOP frontrunner, delivering remarks today at 2 stops in Iowa, in Sioux Center and Mason City. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
President Biden said to hit the campaign trail for the first time in 2024, expected to deliver a warning about the perceived threat former President Trump poses to American democracy. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern.
In suburban Philadelphia, not far from Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, President Biden will warn of extremist voices in the Republican Party that helped fuel the riot at the U.S. Capitol 3 years ago.
I want to be very, very clear. The threat that Donald Trump posed in 2020 to American democracy has grown even more dangerous than it was when President Biden ran last time.
Biden-Harris Principal Deputy Campaign Manager Quentin Fulks says the president intends to run for re-election as if democracy depends on it. And his speech today will lay out what he sees as the stakes in the election. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Wisconsin's Democratic governor opposing keeping President Trump off the ballot in the battleground state. In an interview with the Associated Press, Governor Tony Evers says those who think he should be disqualified can vote against him. Evers' comments come a planned filing of a lawsuit by Democratic activists aimed at keeping Trump off the ballot, arguing his involvement in the January 6th riot amounted to constitutional insurrection. America's listening to Fox News.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Hey, you're up next.
Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Keeping it cloudy and keeping it cold as we go through our Friday afternoon and get into the weekend. 42 for the high today. Tonight, a little bit of light rain and wet snow. Do not expect much. 32 for the low. Saturday, a touch of light rain and wet snow early. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 42. A few sprinkles and flurries Saturday night. And Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. What if it were possible to protect you from market downturns without having to make an emotional decision to buy or sell? What if you could take advantage of a strategy that would automatically take you out of harm's way during the bad years and position you for the growth opportunity during the good years?
The secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. By linking to the market instead of owning the market, you can participate safely on autopilot and lock in your gains without creating a taxable event. Go online at retirementkey.com for a no-obligation retirement review. We'll teach you the strategy that has helped our clients retire with confidence for the past 38 years. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. So go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
During open enrollment, it's crucial to carefully review and compare different plans to choose the one that best suits your needs. With the Pauley Agency, you're not just getting insurance, you're getting peace of mind. Visit thepaulieagency.com to learn more. Let us help tailor a plan just for you. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your health and those you care about with the Pauley Agency. Call 636-222-2149 or visit thepaulieagency.com for a free personalized quote today.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts test your battery for free. They can also help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's 2024 and time to get your home zero-resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Get 3 rooms zero-res clean starting at $119. Also take $50 off the air duct cleaning package. Call 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com. You spell backward or forward, it spells the same.
It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday, 2:06 on a Friday afternoon. I think we're supposed to get some snow tonight, but as Dave Murray says, don't expect too much.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah.
He is on the hamster snowflakes. If they're hamster-sized flakes, I don't know the backstory, and I kind of like not knowing why we refer to snowflakes as hamster-sized, but I think next week we might actually get some weather coming in as well.
As far as meteorology goes.
What was that?
I think that is the kind of snow that when it hits the ground, it runs around in a ball. And you got to throw sawdust on it.
Does sawdust help on the concrete? Is that something you can put down, or is that just vomit?
I don't know. I just speak for a living.
Yeah, you don't think for a living. You just speak for a living. I'm going to turn this over to you. This is your hour.
All right, X's and O's. Here we go.
Yeah, our contestants are leaving the room.
Yeah. Steve is here. He is our boss.
Yeah.
And therefore
hi,
he is.
Everyone.
Hi, Steve. I was thinking maybe you could do his 2023 performance review here real quick.
I think he summed it up when he said, I speak for a living. I don't think for a living.
I like that that's how you heard his quote.
And McKinley, how am I doing?
I'm going to give it at least a 9 out of 10.
Yes!
9 out of 10 today. Yes.
That's
Steve, there's something you can learn from McKinley.
McKinley is the type of person who puts the tip on the table at the beginning, though, and then just removes the dollar.
She's already taken one away.
We'll ask her what she says at the end of the segment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Steve and McKinley from Odyssey St. Louis are here to play X's and O's.
Odyssey requires us to play those drums whenever we mention their name.
Yeah. Because this is very dramatic. This is our
That's the first thing that's going. Sorry.
Hey, you can
We
say
had to
what
remove
you
the
want.
drummer guy.
You can talk. You can do whatever you want, Steve.
Man, it's getting bad if you got to cut the fictional drummer.
What are you talking about? Todd and his loincloth are right over there, looking fine.
So this is the first X's and O's of 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. So we do have some questions about New Year's Eve and so forth. I do believe that this is a little bit more difficult of a week than usual.
Thanks for being here, Stephen McKinley.
Yeah, you've walked into it.
You want to set the game up for people who may not have heard us do X's and O's before?
I will if you're new to the Annie Frey Show, or at least to Fridays at 2 o'clock. This is X's and O's. We play it every Friday at 2. And we have a tic-tac-toe board up in the studio that if you log on to the Annie Frey YouTube stream, you can see. You can see all of everybody's faces, too.
Can we invest in something a little better than that?
In place of the drummer.
Fair.
There's no drums, but now there is a felt board behind us. That's what we've always wanted. So we have numbers 1 through 9 squares there. We're going to play tic-tac-toe, but there is a corresponding question to each one of those squares. Steve and McKinley being the contestants, they will simply pick a square and then pick one of our experts, who are Leah, Brad, or Annie, to answer the question and then simply agree or disagree with that answer for the square. Steve is going to be X's, McKinley is going to be O's, and McKinley is going to go first.
Oh, thank you. Good luck.
So, which square do you want to start with, McKinley?
Oh, again, I'm going to go my lucky number. It's number 5. I have to.
Right in the middle.
All right, right in the middle, number 5. And who is going to answer this question for you, Leah, Brad, or Annie?
I'll go Leah.
Leah. Here we go to start the game.
Let's
All
go,
right.
Leah.
Leah, are you better than the last time I played with you?
She's the best.
No.
That's
I have faith.
We'll see. Actually, honestly, Leah might be the most knowledgeable on the goings-on in the last 2 weeks of anybody in this room.
Uh-oh.
She's been here the most.
Maybe that's more a statement of us than you. I don't know. We'll find out.
Here we go. Leah, a flying attack went viral this week when a man who was denied probation in a Clark County courtroom went airborne and beat the judge who denied his probation. In what state did this happen?
Nevada.
Ooh, I
wow,
knew
that
the
was
county.
fast. Clark County.
Yeah.
But what state is it? She says Nevada.
I agree.
Agree is correct. A lot of
Leah!
confidence.
Ooh. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
Very
All right.
good.
All right, to start the game now, McKinley has the center square.
Steve, what did you see that video?
I did.
What did you think about that?
That's one of those things I always wish I would do. But again, I don't take any risks, so I wouldn't do it. I would just sit there and then go off to jail.
I wouldn't advise you. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't advise that.
I like you're lamenting that you wouldn't have done that.
You're like, I think about it for sure.
Yeah, because that guy's life is getting a whole lot better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be out of jail real soon.
3 hots and a cot? Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, it is your turn.
I'll do number 3, please.
Top right.
Number 3. Who is answering the question for you?
I will go with Leah.
Don't do that.
Leah.
She is red hot.
Let's go, Leah.
And this is the kind of question you all love because it starts in one place and ends in another.
That's all the questions.
Here we go. Among the most surprising names listed in this batch of the Epstein court documents,
Which batch?
any batch, is magician David Copperfield, who apparently asked Epstein accuser Joanna Soberg if she was, quote, aware that girls were getting paid to find other girls. David Copperfield, the magician, is currently 67 years old, but the novel by the same name, David Copperfield, was written 175 years ago by the author who also wrote Oliver Twist and A Christmas Carol.
The show ends at 3.
Yeah.
Who is the author of the novel David Copperfield? And also Oliver Twist and A Christmas Carol.
I don't read, and I don't know the answer, and so I can't even think of an author to give you.
Conversely, all I do is read, and they are these questions. They're very long.
Well, the first author I thought of is obviously J.K. Rowling.
Okay, Steve, J.K. Rowling.
Magic.
I'm going to disagree.
Amazingly, that is correct.
All right, Steve.
So what's funny is I just was in Las Vegas and went to the David Copperfield show.
Oh,
Really?
Who, by the way, is definitely 67 years
really?
old, dyeing that hair, and he has no care about
No?
this show. No, it's pretty much
He's just cashing the checks.
cashing the check.
Just like Ryan Wiggins.
I gotta know though, does he come out like halfway into the show because there's an assistant doing a whole bunch of stuff?
No,
or?
he comes rolling out and the buttons down and the chest is out and it's kind of like.
Does he do exactly
sure
an
glad we
hour?
paid.
Is it like at 60 minutes he walks off the stage?
It's not that much longer than that. And if you have your phone, they come out like slap your hand,
Oh,
take
yeah?
your phone, and stick it in a box.
Wow.
Who wrote it?
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Oh yeah, that
Charles
guy.
Dickens.
That
Yep.
guy.
All right.
I was going with Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone wrote Oliver Twist. All right.
man.
Circle gets the square then.
Good job,
That was
Steve.
number 3. McKinley, back to you.
Ooh.
Looks like a
Alright.
kidney
Yeah, that's a
bean.
funny looking O. I was like, that
got
doesn't
one
look like
job
an
here,
X
Steve.
there.
It's more of a D. That's better.
X's and D's.
I mean, this is Ryan's performance review, so.
Yeah, D.
McKinley?
Let me see. I'm gonna go number 6.
Number 6.
Middle right.
And who is answering this question for you?
I'll go with Annie.
Annie,
Cheers.
guess what? You have... Well, you have stumbled into sound, but Brad doesn't have it up, so that's okay.
Take $1 away from Brad's tip.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
$1 gone.
All right, so
and
this
that tip was only $1 to begin with.
this is a real clip from the week, run through AI, so it's a real quote, but it won't sound like it. Here, just tell me who said this.
She was the #1 governor of bringing in Chinese Communist Party investment into her state. Clearly, Republican voters are going to pursue or are going to prefer my vision to hers.
Ron DeSantis about Nikki Haley.
Oh, that's very specific.
Yeah.
McKinley?
I'm going to agree because I have no idea.
Here is who actually said it.
She was the #1 governor of bringing in Chinese Communist Party investment into her state. Clearly, Republican voters are going to prefer my vision to hers.
All right, good job. Then you get the square then again. That was number 6. Steve?
For the record, TMZ right now, their lower third is the Capitol riot, FBI involvement.
Ooh,
what?
It's going mainstream.
We're going to have to break away from the show for just a moment.
Yeah, I know the president is going to speak here any minute now, but we're going
live
TMZ.
to the TMZ office.
Look at this guy. Historian Alan Lichtman live. I don't know. I'm going to have to look up
He
on
looks
his-
like a Lichtman.
Yeah. I wonder if he's a Fed.
There's some
Anyway.
guy listening right now who's a Lickman who's like, hey, what does that mean?
You know what it
Just
means.
look in the mirror.
He's going to think about that all day, too.
Steve, sorry, your turn.
Oh, do I pick a number or a name? I don't remember.
Well, you pick a square first.
I mean a square. Sorry, I'm going to go with number 4 for the block, please.
Number 4 for
Middle
the
left.
block. All right. Who is answering this question for you?
I'm going to go with Annie Frey, please.
Yeah.
Annie Frey.
For the block.
Fox News reported that one Hollywood bad boy has found Christ and has been confirmed into the Catholic Church with plans to become a deacon. His name?
Superstar Shia LaBeouf, fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf, wrestling a knife with Shia LaBeouf, stabbing in his kidney.
You just wanted to play this, and you formed an entire question around whatever the heck that is.
That's not wrong.
Give
Shia
Steve the
LaBeouf
square.
is his name. What is the
Crap,
name?
I thought that was going to be the answer.
What is the name of the Disney Channel sitcom that launched Shia LaBeouf's career?
Oh, crap. I don't know the answer to this question. Do you?
Right.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Oh, really?
I know. This is like your generation.
Yeah.
I am too old to have consumed it and didn't have kids that are old enough to get it. Shia LaBeouf. Malcolm in the Middle.
Ooh, Malcolm in the Middle.
I'm going to disagree.
There was a boy in that show. Hey, I don't feel bad not knowing this stupid
Again,
question
she's not
answer.
wrong. Here's the answer.
Superstar Shia LaBeouf, fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf, wrestling a knife with Shia
Ryan.
LaBeouf, stabbing in his kidney, safe and last from Shia LaBeouf.
What is
Oh,
the-
sorry. The actual answer is even Stevens.
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah.
Good job.
Woo! Yeah, I'm happy to help. Questioning a lot of things, but glad we got that square.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Steve.
For the block. Good job, Steve.
Thank you.
All right,
What is that song
McKinley.
for? Did you write that?
No, I did not write that. That is just called the Shia LaBeouf song.
I remember when it came out. It was a banger.
It was pretty
good.
big.
You
It's pretty
remember
big.
when that song came out?
Yeah, it was
I've
huge.
never heard that song.
I was
I
like,
don't
what?
think you can say
Middle
it's a
school,
banger on
high
the radio.
school, I think. So everyone loved
Yeah,
it.
I think the song is just called Shia LaBeouf by the San Francisco Men's Gay Choir.
Yep. They dance around with giant Shia LaBeouf heads. It's funny.
That's correct.
I'll take
up
your
and
word for
applauds
it.
at the end.
Yep. And yeah, that's right. Shia
I
LaBeouf is in the video.
Don't
He
know
is.
what's happening right now.
McKinley, it is your turn. That's what's going on.
Okay.
I'm going to go number 1.
Number
left.
1.
What percentage of culture knows the Shia LaBeouf song?
Well, 50% of this room did.
I'm asking if the majority, is this just something I missed out on?
I think so.
Everybody,
Yeah.
do you know the song?
No.
I didn't know it.
I'm happy to be on Steve's side of the fence on this one.
I didn't know it.
Okay.
I thought you said you did. Number
No.
1.
No, it's just you, Ryan.
Who has answered this question for you, McKinley?
We'll go Brad.
Okay.
Brad, on Tuesday, CNN announced that only 3 candidates had qualified for the final GOP debate before the Iowa caucuses. Which 3 candidates did CNN announce on Tuesday have qualified for the CNN debate?
Oh, man. That have qualified. I feel like this is a trap. So what I'm going to say is Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley.
Okay. McKinley.
I'm going to agree, question mark?
That was a good choice and a good
Nice.
answer.
Good job.
That's correct. Of course, only 2 of them will be at that debate. That's going to be a weird debate, but that is true. Trump, Haley, DeSantis. All right, so we have a real game happening here. And I think that this is usually the time when we say, ooh, it's a very good game.
Yeah.
Let's pause. But this is really up to you, Annie. You want one more question or you want to pause here?
You're suggesting a pause. He's playing the music. I think we're going to take a break.
All right, let's take a break.
All right. Well, we'll be back with the conclusion of X's and O's, and hopefully you don't leave. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This dancing juice. Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you. Well, I know this little chapel on the boulevard we can go. No one will know. Oh, come on.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Who cares if we're trash? Got a
Follow
pocket
Annie
full
on
of
Twitter
cash, we
at
can
Annie
blow.
Frey Show.
Shots of patrol, and it's on.
So, you got a new gadget over the holidays. Don't forget to listen to your favorite station on Odyssey. Unwrapped a new Amazon Echo or Google Home? Be sure to tell your smart speaker to play your favorite station. Received a new Sonos speaker? Check on Odyssey on the Sonos app for access to hundreds of stations. Got a new phone? Don't forget that the Odyssey app is the only way you can jump to your favorite show with Rewind. No matter what you received this year, listen to your favorites with Odyssey. Download the free Odyssey app today. AUDACY.
Online at sts-armory.com. If you are looking for a firearm, if you were looking to make a purchase in the state of Illinois, in the firearm department, we all know how complicated that the state is making that. You need people in the business who can help you navigate the laws and the rules and the regulations and make sure that you still are exercising your Second Amendment. And those people are at STS Armory in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. You can find them online and learn about them and shop around as well at sts-armory.com. Go check them out there and learn about the classes that they teach as well. If you are a conceal and carry license holder and you need to get your renewal done, or if you're thinking about just getting the license for the first time, they teach those classes and they are the best at it. So reach out to Katie and Jesse Johnson, the owners there, and pair yourself up with the people who will help you in a much larger sense than just, this is the firearm I'm looking to purchase. I need some new ammunition. I need to buy a safe or an accessory for firearms you already have. They can help you with the whole gamut. They are in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. If you need to call them to ask them a question, they're ready to take your phone call at 618-931-GUNS. That's 618-931-GUNS. Or they're online right now at sts-armory.com.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now. But are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. You'll love this. It's a genius idea. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 855-300-9993. That's 855-300-9993. Or visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will pay for your home based on its best current value, not what's coming. Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Odyssey.com is a universe of audio, and it's where you can download the app to stream 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey app. Download it today and stream anytime from anywhere. Where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We are happy to say it's Friday. It does kind of feel like a Friday. I was wondering if Friday would feel like Friday. When you have a short work week, sometimes it gets mixed up. But today still feels like a Friday, so happy Friday to you. Make sure you pay attention to the weather this evening. I think it's supposed to get a little dicey around 6 o'clock, but stay tuned to 97.1 FM Talk, and Dave Murray will have you updated throughout the course of the day. Ryan, if you're ready, unless you want to do something else.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back into this game because this is a nail biter with McKinley and Steve, and I just want to know how is this thing going to shake out because right now it's tied. No,
you want
it's
to
not.
set the table for people who can't.
Sure.
It's tied.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no clear winner. No tic-tac-toes yet in this game. X's is McKinley, and you have 3 X's, but no tic-tac-toes. And then Steve has blocked you so far at every turn with O's, but he's only got 2 O's. So that means it's back to Steve. And where do you want to go?
Number 9, please.
Number 9? Who is answering the question for you?
I'm going to go with Annie.
Annie.
Let's do this.
This is an
my last
audio whoopee. All right, I have some audio here
Steve, our boss is in here like, I can't believe this is happening.
I say that every time I come in
Yeah.
here for this.
What do you guys do with your time over there?
I have some audio here from New Year's Eve. Let me pull it up for you. All right, I simply need to know which 2024 presidential candidate was in attendance listening to Vanilla Ice ring in the new year.
It was at Mar-a-Lago. So I'm going to say Donald Trump, and Vanilla Ice follows the Annie Frey Show on Twitter. Woo!
Wow.
I don't know why.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
maybe he's watching on Twitter because you can stream us there right now.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Ice.
Hello, Ice.
Mr. Ice.
Mr. Ice.
I will go. I will agree with Annie.
That is correct.
Yay!
Circle gets the square. And another block. McKinley?
Dang.
Yeah. What now?
I'm gonna go number 2.
Top middle.
Number 2. Who's answering this question?
I'll go Annie.
Annie is answered 3 questions. She's
I'm done?
off the board.
Oh, sorry.
Dang. Then I will go Brad.
Okay.
Brad, okay. This is another audio whoopee. Here are 2 clips from a certain band inserting Trump into their lyrics. This one is from 2016. All right, that one's from 2016. And this one is from just last weekend. In fact, New Year's Eve on national television.
These people got it bad.
All right. The question, of course, which band is it?
Is it the same band?
Both of those are the same band.
Oh, that's Green Day.
I agree.
Agree, that is correct. Both of those are Green Day. Yeah, the first one, I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, Annie's right. They got it bad.
They do have it bad.
Yeah, must suck to live like that.
Man, no kidding.
Number 8, please.
Number 8, Steve. All right. Number 8, and who's answering?
the only person left?
No, there's two of us.
There should be
left.
two.
One Brad, one Leah.
Yep.
I will go with Brad.
Okay.
Brad, you have stumbled into AI. This is
AI actually sounds more realistic. That's like AI from 1987.
That's the point.
AI.
This is a real clip from the week from a true family man run through AI, so it'll be a real clip, but it won't sound like it. You got to tell me who said this.
It's FDR or it's Hitler. I know that Hitler comparisons are no good, but and I know FDR trusted his team and Hitler was a micromanager.
Who said that?
I love how you drop little hints into the questions. That's Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy.
Agree or disagree?
I will agree.
Here is who said that.
Putting all his faith in Brad.
It's FDR or it's Hitler. And I know the Hitler comparisons are no good, but and I know FDR trusted his team and Hitler was a micromanager.
There we go. That is Seth MacFarlane
What
from
is that
Family
about?
Guy. He's talking about Trump and Biden. He's saying that Trump is more like Hitler because Hitler was a micromanager, and Biden is more like FDR.
I just want to add, too, that Hitler was a man, and I think Seth MacFarlane is, too, so comparisons there as
Exactly, exactly. One square left. I love these because the entire game comes down to this square.
Hope you don't screw this up.
I'm probably going to.
Don't say it to her. Say it to me.
Okay.
She's got to guess if you're right.
Actually, I hope you screw it up.
Yeah.
So if you get it right, you win based on total number of squares. If you don't, then not only does Steve get total number of squares, but he also gets a tic-tac-toe. So everything on the line here, which means, Leah, number 9 goes to you, and this is another audio whoopee. Sorry, this is number 7, so it doesn't matter, but either way, I said number 9. This is still an audio whoopee. Here is a former network TV news journalist named Amy Roebuck talking about how she had an airtight news story about Epstein's pedophile associates over 3 years ago, but everyone buried it. There are 2 names bleeped out in this clip. You need to know who they are.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview that also quashed the story.
All right.
Couldn't interview.
Who were the 2 royals that she mentioned that they wanted to have access to,
Oh, they're royals.
but that they had to bury that story because of Prince Andrew? They didn't know if they could interview those royals. So there's 2 names there.
This may be way off, but I guess I'll go with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
I'm going to disagree.
Why?
I don't know.
Those are the only royals I know, so.
All right.
You're going to disagree.
Well, they're technically no longer royals.
It's also true.
It's true, but this was also 3 years ago. Okay. She's going to disagree. And she is, in fact, correct.
Yes. Good job.
Yes.
Good answer,
job.
Leah, and good job,
Good
McKinley.
job.
What was the right
correct
answer?
answer was Kate and William.
Oh.
They wanted access to Kate and William and didn't know if the palace would give it to them if they went with the Prince Andrew story. Lo and behold, we all found out anyway.
Yeah. But they got their access.
And they still got their access. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
Good game.
X's by 1. Is that you?
Yeah, that's my first win.
McKinley with the win on total squares. Well, thank you both
I'm
for
2
being
and
here.
2, and I've lost twice on a tie.
Well, you didn't get any of them wrong, right?
No.
Neither of you got them wrong, right?
Yep.
You guys did all the
At
questions.
least you get to fire your competition when they do.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I'll see you in my office in just a couple of minutes.
It's been a great few months, guys.
Let me grab my HR hat.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we appreciate you both being in here. Thank you for
Thanks for
joining
having
us. Happy New Year to both of you. We're going to take a quick break right now. We'll get to the results of today's YouTube live chat poll. Steve, you can weigh in on this in the break so you can tell us your true thoughts. Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach? Leah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? Poll selected by Brad. Go vote on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Let us know what you think. We'll be back with an update from the president, who's speaking in Pennsylvania right now. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Oh
is The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-674-2189 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-674-2189. That's 800-674-2189. What do you have to lose? Call 800-674-2189. Again, 800-674-2189.
Have you shopped at Ruler Foods yet? I hope you have. I hope you've become a regular customer like the Frey family has, and like many of the people who we were able to meet at the food drive were telling me that they hadn't been to Ruler Foods before we started talking about it. You probably drove past one on a regular basis, but you decided, okay, fine, I'll go in and check it out. And now it's one of your routine places to shop. I appreciate all of you who took my word for it, and I'm glad that it is helping you save money the same way that it's helping my family save money. A heads up on some of the items that you can save on right now. You can also go to rulerfoods.com and see the flyer there for all of the specials they have in additional savings to the everyday price drops that they have in store on Ruler Foods name brands and also Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. They have Heritage Farm boneless, skinless chicken breasts or chicken wings for $2.49 a pound, baby back ribs or assorted bone-in pork chops, $2.99 a pound. And they can also save you on your produce, like navel oranges, an 8-pound bag, $4.99 each. Same with a 5-pound bag of some Gala apples. Save when you shop at Ruler Foods. Give them the opportunity to earn your business a well-organized, clean way to go shop and save money each and every time you do your grocery shopping. Find them at rulerfoods.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Onderlaw has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Del's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2022. Save 60%. Code 2022. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
The poll today has to do with which of us on the Annie Frey Show you think would be your best life coach. I know. That's a crazy question. Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach? Leah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? Let us know. It's a Friday poll for sure. 2:39 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
It's Mark Reardon, the very latest on that crazy Jerry Springer-like attack of the judge in Las Vegas in the courtroom. That was nuts. Also, Michael Goodwin from the New York Post coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. It's all after Fox News.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and
is The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
Welcome back. This is, we're about to wrap it up here and hand it over to Mark Reardon, but the President of the United States is speaking in Pennsylvania. His speech that I think this is marked as the one that's supposed to kick off his campaign. Isn't that kind of how they've presented it? Like, this is all right, it's 2024, I'm campaigning now.
I guess it makes sense. Today's January 5th, and so they're making this his January 6th campaign speech.
Well, I don't know that it's all about January 6th. I think he's talking about that right now because that's what the Chiron says. But the point was that he wanted to deliver a speech today to get back to business, to get back into the campaign in a new year. And let's listen in. You don't have to do it from the beginning. Let's just listen into the TV.
Now the rest of us, Democrats, independents, mainstream Republicans, we have to make our choice. I know mine, and I believe I know America's. We'll defend the truth, not give in to the big lie. We'll embrace the Constitution and the Declaration, not abandon it. We'll honor the sacred cause of democracy, not walk away from it. Today, I make this sacred pledge to you: the defense, protection, and preservation of American democracy will remain, as it has been, the central cause of my presidency. America, as we begin this election year, we must be clear. Democracy is on the ballot. Your freedom is on the ballot. Yes, we'll be voting on many issues. On the freedom to vote and have your vote counted. On the freedom of choice. The freedom to have a fair shot. The freedom from fear. And we'll debate and disagree. Without democracy, no progress is possible. Think about it. The alternative to democracy is dictatorship. The rule of one, not the rule of we, the people. That's what the soldiers of Valley Forge understood. And so was me. We have to understand it as well. We've been blessed so long with a strong, stable democracy. It's easy to forget why so many before us risked their lives and strengthened democracy. What our lives would be without it. Democracy means having the freedom to speak your mind, to be who you are, to be who you want to be. Democracy is about being able to bring about peaceful change. Democracy is how we've opened the doors of opportunity wider and wider with each successive generation, notwithstanding our mistakes. But if democracy falls, we'll lose that freedom. We'll lose the power of we, the people, to shape our destiny. If you doubt me, look around the world. Travel with me as I meet with other heads of state throughout the world. Look at the authoritarian leaders and dictators Trump says he admires. He out loud says he admires. I won't go through them all. It'll take too long. Look, remember how he refers to what he calls love letter exchanges between he and the dictator of North Korea? Those women and men out there in the audience ever fought for the American military. Would you ever believe you'd hear a president say something like that? His admiration for Putin. I could go on. And look at what these autocrats are doing to limit freedom in their countries. They're limiting freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom to assemble, women's rights, LGBTQ rights. People are going to jail, so much more. It's true, the push and pull of American history is not a fairy tale. Every stride forward in America is met with ferocious backlash many times from those who fear progress and those who exploit that fear for their own personal gain. From those who traffic in lies, toll for power and profit. For those who are driven by grievance and grift, consumed by conspiracy and victimhood. From those who seek to bury history and ban books. Do you ever think you'd be in a political event talking about book banning for in the presidential election? The choice and contest between those forces, those competing forces, between solidarity and division is perennial. But this time it's so different. You can't have a contest. You can't have a contest if you see politics as an all-out war instead of a peaceful way to resolve our differences. All-out war is what Trump wants. That's why he doesn't understand the most fundamental truth about this country. Unlike other nations on earth, America is not built on ethnicity, religion, geography. We're the only nation in the history of the world built on an idea. Not hyperbole, built on an idea. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. It's an idea. Declared in the Declaration, created in a way that we've viewed everybody as equal and should be treated equal throughout their lives. We've never fully lived up to that. We have a long way to go. But we've never walked away from the idea. We've never walked away from it before. And I promise you, I will not let Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans force us to walk away now.
Yeah, we believe that. LGBTQ, he's a TERF.
We're living in an era where a determined minority.
Are we done? I don't know if I'm done with this yet. I honestly,
try to destroy our democracy.
August 31st, I created Biden bingo for speeches that I'm kind of playing right now.
Yeah, it's a good one for that.
TERF?
Remember after 2020?
For this whole speech.
January 6th insurrection to undo the election in which more Americans had voted than any other in American history? America saw the threat posed to the country, and they voted them out. In 2022, historic midterm election, in state after state, election after election, the election deniers were defeated. Now in 2024, Trump is running as the denier-in-chief, the election denier-in-chief.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, he's saying he won't honor the results of the election if he loses. Trump says he doesn't understand. Well, he still doesn't understand the basic truth. That is, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your country only when you win. So I'll keep my commitment to be president for all of America, whether you voted for me or not. I've done it for the last 3 years, and I'll continue to do it. Together, we can keep proving that America is still a country that believes in decency, dignity, honesty, honor, truth. We still believe that no one, not even the president, is above the law. We still believe the vast majority of us still believe that everyone deserves a fair shot at making it. We're still a nation that gives hate no safe harbor. I tell you from my experience working with leaders around the world, and I mean this sincerely, not a joke.
No, not a joke.
That America is still viewed as the beacon of democracy for the world. I can't tell you how many world leaders, and I know all of them, virtually all of them, grab my arm in private and say, he can't win.
And walk me to the door.
No, my country will be at risk. Think of how many countries, Tommy, you know, that are on the edge.
Who's Tommy?
I was just thinking that.
Tommy? Why would America being a beacon for hope be a joke?
Hey, I need to know when this qualifies as yelling. I don't know if we're there yet.
Some of us. Let me close with this.
Yeah, please.
In the cold winter of 1777, George Washington and his American troops of Valley Forge waged a battle on behalf of a revolutionary idea. that everyday people, like where I come from and the vast majority of you, not a king or a dictator, that everyday people can govern themselves without a king or a dictator. In fact, in the rotunda of the Capitol, there's a giant painting of General George Washington,
Bill
not
Clinton.
President Washington. And he is resigning his commission as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. A European king at the time said, after he won the revolution, now's the time for him to declare his kingship. But instead, the mob that attacked the Capitol, waving Trump flags and Confederate flags, stormed right past that portrait. That image of George Washington gave them no pause, but it should have. The artist who painted that portrait memorialized that moment because he said it was, quote, one of the highest moral lessons ever given to the world. End of quote. George Washington was
I got
the height
to
of
change
his
that
power,
on here.
having just defeated the most powerful empire on earth. Could have held on to power as long as he wanted. He could have made himself not a future president, but a future monarch, in effect.
That's so close to whispering. Can I count
And
it?
by the
Yeah,
way,
I
if
can.
he got
Yeah, you can
elected
count it.
president, he could have stayed for 2, 3, 4, 5 terms till he died. But that wasn't the America he and the American troops at Valley Forge had fought for.
Vicky says if he wins, I'm
In
off to
America.
Belize.
Genuine leaders, democratic leaders with a small d, don't hold on to power relentlessly. Our leaders return
small
power
d.
to the people, and they do it willingly, because that's the deal. You do your duty. You serve your country. And ours is a country worthy of service, as many Republican presidents and Democratic presidents have shown over the years. We're not perfect, but at our best, we face head on the good, the bad, the truth of who we are. We look in the mirror and ultimately never pretend we're something we're not. That's what great nations do. And we're a great nation. We're the greatest nation on the face of the earth. We really are.
Oh, man. I have really mean it. That's close.
No, you don't get that
That's
one.
the America I see in our future. We get up. We carry on.
Is this yelling?
Yes.
We never bow. We never bend. We speak of possibilities, not carnage. We're not weighed down by grievances. We don't foster fear. We don't walk around as victims. We take charge of our destiny. We get our job done with help of the people we find in America,
Leah, stop
who
yelling.
find their place in a changing world.
Sorry.
And dream and build a future that not only they, but all people deserve a shot at. We don't believe, none of you believe America's failing. We know America's winning. That's American patriotism. It's not winning because of Joe Biden.
Well,
It's winning.
It's not wrong.
It's the first national election since January 6th. Insurrection placed a dagger at the throat of American democracy since that moment. We all know who Donald Trump is. The question we have to answer is,
Trump.
Who are we? That's what's at stake. Who are we? In the year ahead, as you talk to your family and friends, cast your ballots. The power is in your hands. After all we've been through in our history, from independence to civil war to 2 world wars to a pandemic to insurrection, I refuse to believe
this is totally yelling.
that in 2024
Oh,
we
yeah.
Americans will choose to walk away from what's made us the greatest nation in the history of the world. Freedom, liberty, democracy is still a sacred cause.
Add in malarkey.
And there's no country in the world better positioned to lead the world than America. That's why,
7 people clap.
I've said it many times, that's why I've never been more optimistic about our future, and I've been doing this a hell of a long time.
We know.
Just remember who we are.
That wasn't us
Did you
laughing.
hear George in the audience
Yeah.
think that's
With
hilarious?
fortitude, with one heart. We are the United States of America, for God's sake. I mean it.
I mean it.
Yes.
There is nothing.
Yes.
Not a joke.
I believe in every fiber there is nothing beyond our capacity if we act together and decently with one another. Nothing.
He's up in a hard break.
Come out of every crisis stronger than we went into that crisis.
Oh, I'm so close. All right.
That was true yesterday.
Coughing is on here.
It is true today.
All right. People are saying I should publish my Biden bingo card.
Oh, yeah.
There has to be a bingo card generator.
We have to have
out there,
an
right?
event for it, though. We can't just do it all the time.
Who's going to come to an event?
No,
where we
not like an
watch
event.
Biden's speech.
We have to know that's coming, you know?
okay.
It can't just be when he speaks.
Maybe I'll find a bingo card generator and we'll make a bunch of cards so that people can have different cards.
Oh, that's
we'll
amazing.
make at least 4 so the 4 of us can play. So we can listen to his speeches but still have fun. Because I don't think you can do that elsewhere.
So it's the same phrases, just at different spots on the board.
YouTube live chat poll for today. Which show cast member are you choosing as your life coach? Leah, 8%.
Yep.
I chose Leah.
Ryan, 16%. Brad, 38%. Annie, 39%.
Oh!
There's still time to go vote before we end it here in about a minute. Thank you for participating. Happy Friday to you. Spend the weekend relaxing, a full week ahead of us. We'll be on air, too, on Monday of the Iowa caucuses. So keep it right here on 97.1 FM Talk. We've got you covered. We're going to keep you laughing, entertained, and informed all at the same time. Mark Reardon Show up next.
So beat the drum.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online at igotfloored.com. Carpeting is something that I still absolutely love in homes. I know that there have been trends where it comes and goes, and I think a lot of times it's because of the maintenance that is involved with carpeting or the lifespan of it. Well, when you want a brand of carpet to make your house nice and warm and cozy, or maybe you enjoy spending time on the floor, playing with the kiddos or the grandkids, so you want something nice, but you do want it to be quality. You want it to feel great. You want it to withstand the life you're going to live on it and still look great. You go shopping at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They're going to pair you with a brand, with a style, with a padding that you need to invest in to get those results. You can check out the Smart Strand Mohawk Silk line. They have silky softness. It's the best superior performance around, with 3 times more individual fibers than ordinary nylon carpet. It's just one example of the type of flooring that Michael's Flooring Outlet can introduce you to help you achieve your flooring needs. You can find them online right now by visiting igotfloored.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to